WordPress founder Matt Mullenweg said, "Whatever I do, I always come home to my blog." But wouldn't you rather come home to a blog that's built to get you lots of traffic, social statistics, comments, and generally a place where you can blog for a living with confidence, as opposed to a blog where you are still figuring out how to edit the sidebar? Hey, what's up guys? I'm Greg, and you can go ahead and read more of Matt's work at Matt. His domain name is literally just ma.tt. Anyways, I'm the founder of a slightly smaller blog called DearBlogger.org, where we help people start a blog, blog for a living, get traffic, and generally do anything in the world of blogging. And I made this video because when I started blogging professionally, I was so nervous about my blog's design. I wasn't sure if I was publishing my content to some place where people wouldn't even be able to read it or find it, even if the posts themselves were good. I was worried that the whole blog would just look like baloney. But over the years, I tinkered a ton, I read a lot of other blogs, and I was able to come up with a design that works for me. And in this video, I want to pass that design off to you. I want to show you guys in this more anticipated than my other videos video, how to make a blog exactly like DearBlogger. I'm talking about how to register a great domain name, set up hosting, install WordPress, get the theme that DearBlogger uses, and build out the entire blog. Along the way, I'm going to pass off things to you like an AdSense template from Google themselves that tells you exactly where to put your ads to optimize your income and revenue from blogging. I'm going to show you a coupon that'll get you over 20 premium themes for the cost of one. And I'm going to show you how we built the original DearBlogger logo, among other things. Chopped liver, that's what I was going for. Just like every WordPress tutorial we create, everything we do here will be made easier for beginners. And it'll also come with a blog post guide, a PDF guide so you can learn WordPress and learn blogging when you're on the train, in the car, or on a flight somewhere without Wi-Fi. And it'll come with, of course, the video itself. Alright, so if you're ready to get started, so am I. I'm so pumped to get going because I've been working on this blog and it's designed for over 5 years to figure out what works. And I'm finally ready to pass over the reins to the sports car, the keys to the castle to you guys, and see what you can do when you build a blog with a proven design like DearBlogger's. Alright, so grab yourself a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is, soda, tea, what have you, and let's hop over to my computer and see what it really takes to make a blog. Come on, let's do it. Come on. What's this thing doing here? Alright, I'll see you guys on the inside.
Starting a great blog is a lot like building a house. You need an address where people can find you, which is your domain name. You need a plot of land where you can start building the house, which is going to be our web hosting. And we need an actual home where we can live in and store all of our belongings, which will be WordPress, our content management system or CMS of choice. For a really fast domain name, and because I was worried someone would take my idea, I went to GoDaddy. So head to GoDaddy. The best domain names these days are no more than 2 words. If you think about sites like Home Depot, or TripAdvisor, or even eBay or Ebates, GoPro, Netflix, or even YouTube, or Facebook, are all catchy and 2 words that we can easily remember. So try to select a domain name that's 2 words or even just 1 word, although those are going to be mostly taken and very expensive. It's also good to put in a keyword if you can, which is just a popular word within your niche. Now click search, and we can't get the original domain name, but we can definitely get an example. And if your domain is available, click the green Add to Cart button. Now click Continue to Cart. And you can uncheck all the additional options because you can always add those later, and we're operating on a budget right now. And click Continue. Change your term period from 2 years to 1 year if you'd like to spend a little bit less right now. Try adding a promotional code from a website like fatwallet.com to get your domain name as far under the cost of $15 a year as you can, which is the standard price of a domain name. And once you're ready, click Proceed to Checkout. If you're new to GoDaddy, just go ahead and click Create an Account right here. And then you'll be asked to continue with Facebook, or better yet, set up your own email, username, and password. Then create account. Now that we've logged in, we can see I'm getting 44% off my .com registration, so the price is a little bit lower. I'm not positive all of you guys can get that discount too, but it is incentive to try to get your domain cost as low as possible. Maybe you can call GoDaddy and tell them about this price. Couldn't hurt. And now we'll click Proceed to Checkout. sign in. Just fill in your billing and payment information if you haven't done so already. Don't worry, GoDaddy is 100% secure. And now it's time to take our domain name off the market and actually buy it by clicking place your order. Congratulations, you just bought your first domain name or your 100th, and you'll get a congratulations screen, which means you can now click on the upper right corner where it says your name and click now on my products. And now we can see our DearBlogger-esque domain name sitting right here. Perfect. We're all done with our domain name. Our house has a beautiful address with 2 words and 1 keyword in it. And we can now just open a new tab and go ahead and get our plot of land, which is our hosting. Now just type in HostGator.com. And I'll tell you a few reasons why I chose HostGator to be the plot of land for my WordPress blog. They've been around longer than any other web host, and they specialize in web hosting, of course. They're always doing cool stuff like this, and they're recommended by a ton of great blogs I read, like these ones down here. The prices are also really low, and the best price at HostGator can be found when you click on web hosting. Once you click web hosting, we're going to focus on the basic plan right here, also known as the hatchling plan, which is what it was called when I signed up. With this plan, you can run 1 domain name, like 1 WordPress blog. You get the easy tools to install WordPress, called the one-click installs, and you get unmetered bandwidth, which means no matter how much traffic your site gets, if you go viral one day, it's not going to slow down or be limited. I got the basic plan on day 1, and then I upgraded to an essentials plan when I wanted to run more than 1 blog, like my college blog and my blog about blogging and my mom's blog. But that's the only difference between the basic plan and the essentials plan. You can also click technical specs right here, and it'll scroll down, and you can get to this section where it shows you that HostGator is a slightly better choice than GoDaddy, where we were before. Their prices are a little bit better, and more importantly, they don't limit you on storage like GoDaddy does. This 100 gigabyte storage is sort of a question mark in my opinion, because I know I want to upload videos and post images on my blog, which take up several megabytes and gigabytes alone. Alright, enough chit chat, let's get set up. At the top, we can click sign up now under basic plan. And I'll walk you through the HostGator order form. By the way, registering web hosting and setting up our plot of land is just as easy as getting our address or our domain name. In step 1, you need to choose a domain, but we already own a domain, so click on this tab. And go ahead and write in the domain name that you got from GoDaddy. All done. Just make sure you only have that 1 domain name selected. You can always add the other ones later on. And if it says add domain privacy protection, uncheck that. Next, in step 2, make sure you have the 12-month cycle selected at least. When I say at least, I mean that you're going to need at least 12 months to really get the hang of WordPress and possibly blog for a living. I want you to give your blog a good chance at success, and the 12, 24, and 36-month term periods are also the best deal. As we can see, the price goes down significantly. But when I got to DearBlogger, it was a 12-month billing cycle. Now enter in your username and security PIN. All done. In step 3, enter in that billing info just like you would at Amazon, Apple, eBay, Ebates, or wherever else you shop online. And if you're an international user, you might want to consider using PayPal. It might be a little bit quicker, but I like using credit card. All done, and we can scroll down to step 4, which is add additional services, or rather, unadd them, because like I said before, you can always add them later on. Great job, all done. We can come down to step 5, which is really important. This is where we get to save some money. The coupon I want you to enter, instead of what they have here, which is pretty nice of them, by the way, to offer us a discount on their own, is called BigBonus. And it's not case sensitive. You can just write it in like that, BigBonus. Or if you want to write it in like that, that's fine too. Just make sure that you click validate. That's the important part. And we can see when I did that, if you want to go back in the video, that's fine. We can see when I did that, the discount goes up because this will actually save us 50% off of our web hosting. I don't know any other web host on the planet that offers you 50% off when you sign up and has such good recommendations as HostGator, so go ahead and use this deal. We also want to scroll up and uncheck the hosting add-on, which could get added on again when you enter in a coupon. So scroll up and uncheck that one, and we can make sure that that's a 50% off coupon in step 2. Very good. It would be slightly more advantageous to get 36 months, but I think 12 months is a nice sweet spot. And we can scroll down and we're all ready to click checkout now. I know getting web hosting or self-hosting or self-hosted blogging, whatever you want to call it, is a big step for us bloggers, so I want you to save as much money as possible. This is the biggest coupon available at the moment, and I'll make sure to update the video if any other coupons come out. If you do use this coupon, it will give me and my business a small credit just for referring you to HostGator, which comes at 0 additional cost to you. So I really appreciate it if you use this coupon and save a greater amount on your hosting, and I really appreciate you using this video in the first place. You guys are awesome. And I'm always around to help, and so is this little snappy character sitting in the swamp down here. Alright, so $53.70 is a very standard price. This looks good to me. Comes out to under $5 a month if you divide this number by 12, under $5 a month, which is just like sparing a trip to Starbucks or Caribou Coffee or Tim Hortons every month. We can all do without one trip over there in exchange for an amazing WordPress blog. So that said, it's time to check. I have read and agreed to the terms of service and all that, and we can just click checkout now.
Congratulations and welcome to the HostGator family. When you see this screen, it's now time to check our inboxes. And we can come play around in the HostGator customer portal later on.
So back in your email, you're going to get a couple important emails from HostGator, from billing, and from sales. You never want to delete these because they contain really important information about the piece of land where our house is now living, which, by the way, is done being set up. Woohoo! So we can proceed now and start building our home by installing WordPress. To do that, we're going to want to click on the billing email. So we're going to get back to the same place where we saw the congratulations, welcome to the HostGator family message. But if you left it open, that's fine too. You can just use it because you'll see where we're headed right now. What I want you to do is just copy the password in this billing email. So go ahead and copy that. And now click on the link that says HostGator Billing Portal right here, this link. So this is going to get you to the HostGator customer portal where you manage everything from billing to hosting and beyond. And we're just going to want to log in. Now we'll just paste in our password and click login. Great job. So to install your copy of WordPress, your new home that we're going to build, just click on the hosting tab. Next, you'll see this little WordPress.org icon, so click here. And you'll be taken to HostGator's new and improved control panel, WordPress installation. This is like really new because HostGator is always upgrading their services, and we even get a little progress meter for 25% done, so that's pretty cool. So we don't want to use a WordPress expert because you have me here. We're going to be WordPress experts by the time we're done, by the way. So we just want to come down and select domain for installation, which will just be the domain name you entered in the HostGator order form. All right, and we can see I've worked on like a ton of domains, but I'm actually just going to use an example one because we can't build another website on DearBlogger, and so I just have a domain name that's going to be used as an example for this tutorial, which is WordPressBlogTutorial.com appropriately. And I didn't want to buy DearestBlogger.com because that's just silly. All right, so once you select your domain, leave the directory box completely blank and click next. We're going to also skip this section below. We're not going to do any of that pro stuff. Click next. Now just enter in your blog title, so that's really easy. Just going to call this one exactly what our domain name says. WordPress Blog Tutorial. So that's the easiest way to not confuse anyone is to have your blog title match your domain name. Enter in your user, which will be your WordPress username when you log in to WordPress version 4.8.1, which is pretty cool. I think when I set up DearBlogger, it was like version 2 or something. And you can't forget our name. And you need your email. WordPress will just email you your login link and your password right there too. So go ahead and put that one in. All right. Once everything looks good, just check this box again. And now we're going to click on install. All right, so take a deep breath. And we're going to have to do all the techie stuff right now. So like get prepared, get all your notes and textbooks out and click install. I'm just kidding. You don't need any of that because HostGator is going to do it all for us. All right, so let's do it. All right, so the first most important thing is that worked. Great job. Installation complete. Congratulations. Our overall website progress is now like 60%, which doesn't mean much, but that's cool anyways. And the second most important thing is just not to click on this link right here. I know you want to check out your site, but there's an important step now that we have to do first. So leave this window open, guys, and I want you to come back to your email where we're going to now connect our domain name with our hosting. So now that our plot of land has something on it, we're going to put that address in the address book and let people know how to get there. That's just my analogy for connecting your domain name to your hosting. All right, to do so, we have to go to our email from sales. So this is the next step. Just open the sales email. And in this email, you're going to see a lot of important information. But right now, all we need is our first name server and our second name server. These two. All right, so go ahead and copy them down or write them down if you're old-fashioned, whatever you want to do. In my case, I'm going to open up a new notepad. Where's that new notepad? There she blows. And I'm going to paste those in. And now what you need to do really quick is just come back to GoDaddy and go ahead and log in if you need to log in again. Then find your domain, and where it says add privacy, DNS, or manage, just click on DNS. All right, and once you're here, all right, your DNS stands for your domain name system, and it's a fancy hierarchical internet way of storing a bunch of information for your domain and like telling the internet all about it. So what you want to do now is change your name servers, and that will tell people that when they visit your domain name to go to HostGator because that's where our WordPress site lives. There's a lot more to it, but that's all we need to know for now. So on name servers, we want to click change. Now in this dropdown, make sure it says custom and not default. And yours are going to say something different because everyone has different name servers. But what I want you to do and what you need to do is just make sure that your first name server in this top box right here and your second name server in the lower box match the name servers that HostGator sent you exactly. Right here and right here. So I've already done that. Mine are just ns119.hostgator.com and ns120.hostgator.com. But you'll go ahead and do that too. And once you've done that, just click save. All right, so GoDaddy will save them. And now a really fun process called propagation begins, which can take up to 72 hours. And it just means that the internet is updating everywhere and it's connecting your domain name with your hosting. If things don't work as they are in this tutorial for you, anywhere between now and 72 hours from now, it's because propagation is going on. Although it's usually much less time for this connection to, work successfully, especially if you're in a big city. Although it shouldn't take that long. For me, when I set up DearBlogger, it only took about 2 hours for my domain and my hosting to start working together, at which point you can log into WordPress. But I really hope it takes you even less than 2 hours. If you're in a populated city, then servers are updating really quickly. And it hopefully only takes you like under 2 hours. But let me know any questions because I have a video on this exact process, in fact, and I'll help you out. but it's either way a really good time to take a break, go for a hike, get a snack. So I'm actually going to go for a walk, and I'm going to come back in 1 hour, and then we're going to log in and use WordPress. So I'll see you guys right here soon. So I'm going to leave that HostGator. So I'm going to go back to that cPanel window. It's okay if you close this, by the way, because you should have gotten that content emailed to you from HostGator Marketplace. It'll say install complete. All right, so we can actually leave it right here, and I'll see you guys in an hour. All right, I'm back. I just went on a nice hour-long walk and got a snack. And by the way, Steve Jobs, I know, is a big advocate of taking walks, and I fully agree because it really can clear your head and, come back refreshed so you can really tackle building a blog. So if I'm ready, I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and make a blog like DearBlogger and build the home that all of our content will live in. So we can start by clicking on our shiny new link in the URL area right here. All right, and this is what your blog looks like. So that's why I wanted to connect your domain name and your hosting after we installed WordPress, so that if you installed WordPress for like a company blog or a corporate blog and your boss visits the domain name to check it out, then he'll see at least this with this cute little cactus and the title of it, instead of like an, setup screen at HostGator or GoDaddy that says you need to install WordPress. So it shows that you've done your work, and it actually has some English and some text and a search bar. So it's functional. It's not just code because it's WordPress. All right. So good job. And this looks pretty cool, but we're going to log in and make it look really cool. And we're going to make it look amazing because it's not quite amazing yet. All right. So to log in, you actually need to click the admin URL link right here. And while it's opening, we can copy our password. I'm just going to double click it to highlight and copy. And this is your WordPress login screen, by the way. So that's pretty cool. This is the screen that everyone who uses WordPress, like New York Times, Time, Jay-Z, Forbes, Walt Disney, Beyonce, Katy Perry, and everyone else uses to log in. Pretty awesome screen right here. Just going to write in the username, paste in our password. And now we can click Remember Me and also bookmark this link so you can get to it in the future. Couple best practices, and now let's click Login for our very first time. Well, not for me, but maybe for you. All right, now we can say I don't need help. Thanks anyways. And we're going to go ahead and set up the blog just like DearBlogger, so you know it's ready to get comments and traffic and become a successful blog for all of your blogging endeavors. So let's just click this button in the upper left where it says our blog name and get a feel for how WordPress works. Clicking that button will take us to the home page, also known as the front end of your website, which is what the world sees. And clicking it again will take us to the back end, also known as the dashboard, where we do our editing. That's just how WordPress or any other website like, Facebook or Twitter or Google works. There's the front end that the world sees, and then there's the back end, which is like what all the developers and designers and bloggers are working on. And they publish content here, and then it shows up on the live side of the business. So we can actually get rid of all our other windows and focus on WordPress. We don't need this. We don't even need the HostGator windows anymore, although those are pretty cool. And we can just set it up so we have our dashboard in one window and our front end in another window. So if we close that, so what I like doing is right-clicking on your blog title in the upper left, and then click Open Link in New tab, which will give us how the world sees it on the front end and how the designers or bloggers, which is us, sees it on the back end. All right. Close this, and I'm gonna also make sure our dashboard is as clean as possible. Close this. Pretty cool. So now let's talk WordPress themes. Your theme right now is the default WordPress theme of generally whatever year you installed WordPress. Right now, WordPress is running the 2017 theme. So this is called 2017 with the baby cactus. All right, but there's also other themes. You can check them out by hovering on appearance and clicking themes. And this will show you the default themes that WordPress comes installed with, which are generally the last 3 themes. So you could try out 2015 or 2016 for free. You would just click to open them, and click activate. And then when you refresh your homepage, right away it'll be wearing the new theme. So these are all really successful, really beautiful, and they're used by millions of people, which is actually the downside. We want your site to look unique and not be used by millions of people. So while they're great, we're not going to use them. The next greatest thing you can do is click on this huge plus icon on the right to add a new theme. And then you can see the other themes that WordPress comes with. And because we're connected to the internet, hopefully, you have all these other themes from WordPress, like the featured ones, Laurels, Pinzolo, Lavio, popular themes, which we've built with in previous tutorials, like Sydney. All right. Other really cool themes like Kale, Ocean WordPress, so on and so forth. And these are all free to try out. Vantage, really good one. Just like the default themes named after a year are free to try out. So you can just click install and you'll get the new theme like that. Install, and then you click activate. All right, and there's really no limit to how many free themes you can have, or how many premium themes, in fact. You just don't want like more than 50 themes here, because then your site will start slowing down. All right, but because we just installed and activated a new one, then you can see our site looks different. It's really easy to change how a WordPress blog looks and even make it into a WordPress website. But that's for a different tutorial. At the moment, we need to install the right theme. And you can also delete themes if you want. All right, you can just click to open them and click on the red delete button if you end up installing too many, and click OK. And it's free to get it back. All right, so at the moment we want to go down the street, the old internet street, to a third-party theme vendor. So open up a new tab and type in theme-junkie. That's theme-junkie.com. And Theme Junkie is where I got the theme for DearBlogger. So only a few people know that, but the look for DearBlogger is actually made by this company, and you can get it too for your own site. And believe me, and it definitely works. So you're going to have a lot of time to design your content, because now your theme homework and research will be done for you. All right, you're going to get that all done. So we're going to click on See Themes. And now we're going to click on News and Magazine. DearBlogger runs a news and magazine style theme. It's very general, works for a lot of different kinds of websites like Huffington Post or New York Times, or any news site really that a lot of people read, because this theme is good at showing a lot of content and making your site look like you have a lot of articles, which is a good thing, I think. So here it is. It's called Daily. And we're just going to want to click on the theme itself. Just click on the picture of it. All right, pretty cool. And now we can click on Demo. So once everyone is here on Demo, if you want, I recommend opening up DearBlogger in a new window. Show you a little side-by-side tour, and we can see the similarities between DearBlogger and Daily. All right, so you have the upper navigation, the logo, the lower navigation, upper navigation, logo, lower navigation, featured posts, and an image slider right here with the content in it. I think it's really cool to have an excerpt of our content right there in the slider. So not many themes have that. All right, featured posts. And we also have the latest entries, latest posts. You can change that wording, no problem. And you can see the thumbnails and the borders and the posted on and the comment counts. All right, so I've obviously been working on this blog in terms of popularizing it more than Theme Junkie and Radic have been. So a few more comments, but theirs is the template for all the magic that happened here. You can see everything looks pretty similar. So we're going to learn how to create everything you see right here using Daily, because that's the theme. You also get the random posts, you get the advertisement boxes, and a couple other cool features that I chose not to use, but you might want to, up to you. Like the social media links in the upper right corner. Pretty fancy. All right, so to buy daily, you just want to click. All right, so to get your copy of daily, just click on download in the upper right. And now click buy now. And so if you're anything like me, you're going to want to spend a couple nights like researching the other themes to see if a different Theme Junkie theme is right for you. But I'm going to save you some time. As a thank you for using this video and for sticking with us for so long, I'm going to show you how to get all the themes for the price of a single theme. All right, so that you don't have to like ask everyone which theme is best and, bug your family and your friends and have a vote. You can just get all access to all themes for a year and 1 year supports and updates for a really good price. All right, so follow me and click buy now. And we can see our coupon is already active right here. So it's start your blog is the coupon that you guys want to use. That's kind of anticlimactic, but there it is. I'll just run through how the coupon works. Remove. On your guys' screen, you're going to have a little box at the top. Refresh. You're going to have this little box that says have a coupon. Click here to enter your code. Click there, and then just write in start your blog. Not start a blog or build a blog, but start your blog. And click apply coupon. And voila. All right. So it was revealed already, and now it's revealed again. And this is how you can save $12.25 on the all themes package. So we have an awesome price of $36.75, which is less than the individual price of a theme of $39. And by the way, much less than the price of a theme elsewhere on the web. I know some themes, like if you looked on like Genesis theme, this is like a really popular theme. I don't really know why, because it's actually just like really simple looking, and it's like obviously really popular, but it costs a lot more. Like on this site, if you wanted to get a magazine theme like this one, then it would cost you $100. So just to compare prices, good to know what's out there. These are really pretty, but they're just like more expensive. Or if you wanted to get all the themes from Studio Press, then it costs you like $500. So pretty good savings on Theme Junkie. I think you're going to like it. And I've definitely built a healthy living with DearBlogger and the daily theme. So once you're ready, remember you get all of the themes from Theme Junkie now, so you don't need to go back and look at all the other ones, although you can if you want. Once you're ready, just pop in your name, last name, your address, and all your info. Sorry we have to do this for a third time in the tutorial, but once you do that, just click Proceed to PayPal and go ahead and complete your payment. It's all really easy and secure. Once you make payment, you can find your way back to the My Account screen by clicking on My Account in the upper right-hand corner. And this screen, you'll get access to your theme downloads. You can click that. And you can see all the themes you've bought. So I've bought a couple other ones before they offered this lifetime package. But you're probably just going to see like one package right here. And you're going to want to click download on your package. This is also, by the way, where you get access to the affiliate program at Theme Junkie. We can check that out together. So this window lets you create your own affiliate links to Theme Junkie. That way you can refer people to your theme website, and then you can track them and see like who signed up. Like if someone really liked the look of your blog, then they're gonna click that link and buy the design themselves so they can make a blog like it. And you can go ahead and make a little bit of side cash this way by recommending the theme that your site is using. So that's pretty cool. For now, let's go back to dashboard. Rather, let's go back to downloads. And once everyone's in downloads, click on the download link that you got. And then click save. All right, now you're going to want to open up your Finder. So I'm using a Mac and I have Finder, But if you're on a PC, this might be like a slightly different window. Most importantly, though, we want to go to our downloads where that theme is. All right, and yours will probably just say without the one, whatever the title is. Like mine was right here the first time I downloaded it. So what you want to do is just double click on the .zip file. And that'll open your new theme purchase. You'll get a folder like this. Again, mine just says a 2 because I already have one file named after that name. So you're going to get a folder. Now you're going to double click the folder and see everything you just bought, which is nicely organized. So these are like all these cool WordPress templates that you can use to run any sort of niche blog or website. Really awesome. You get plugins too. And you get all these different themes. So each one of these themes is basically worth $39, and you do the math. So we paid under $39 for all these. Pretty ridiculous value. All right, so I've never known anywhere where we could do that, but now we can. And thanks a lot for using my videos. All right, so I hope you enjoy that deal. What I want you to do is just open up the themes folder again, and now just find daily. All right, so if you want to try out the other themes, go ahead. It's free to do so. If you have time, outside of your day job or whatever you do, go ahead. But for now, I just want to drag daily. We're going to drag them to the desktop off the screen. All right, you're going to hear it. Cool. Now we can come back to WordPress finally. We're done with Theme Junkie. For now, that is, until you need support from them. They have a really cool free support forum that answers the same day. And now in our WordPress blog, let's close up some windows. That's my WordPress, not your WordPress. This is our WordPress. We're going to want to go back to the dashboard. And in Appearance Themes, just click on Upload. So now that we bought and downloaded a theme, we can upload it and our site will be ready to go. So now just click Upload Theme and choose File. And now we're going to find on our desktop, date modified. You can see I have a few other themes lying around from other projects, but just find daily.zip, click it to highlight it, and click Open. All right, and now click Install Now. All right, so you're literally stealing the look of DearBlogger, but you have my full permission to. I think you're gonna love it, and my only request is that you complete this tutorial and you do amazing things with the blog. It's a big responsibility, but I hope you build better blogs than what's out there right now. All right, so now we just need to click Activate. Very cool, and now we can just come back to our front end and refresh the home page. We'll see that things look a little bit different. And we're all ready to create a WordPress blog like DearBlogger. So now that you know how to make a WordPress blog and set up a theme, what should we do to build a blog, and how should we create the blog? Well, when you start a blog, ultimately it should be a place where you can write freely and express your opinions and give advice. It's a philosophy that never led me astray on DearBlogger, so let's keep it that way, and let's start with a new post. And then we can see how that new post fits into the whole blog itself. So let's hover at the top. I like just hovering on New and clicking Post. From here you can also do media for an image, page, and so on and so forth. Let's click Post for now. And we're going to get the famous WordPress new post editor. So I'll walk you through it right now. Let's just click the little reminders to get rid of them. X out. And now in our new post entry form, just click on the kitchen sink and toggle toolbar, this little button. All right, so we expand, we get more tools. Now I've written out a little blurb for our first intro post. So I'm going to just grab that and set it up for us right now. All right, just a couple sentences about what blogging means to me. So we can see that we're in the visual tab right here by default, but you can also click to the text tab where you could insert any HTML or code and stuff like that. But right now we want to be in visual. I'm going to right click, paste, and we'll see, of course, our text. And if we click text tab, we'll just see that same text, although it's looks a little different. There's no font. It's just this one stock font, which is the same font it gives us for code. And there's also these like P classes. What does that mean? Well, that happens when you paste in a piece of text from Microsoft Word or from Notepad or something. It can get these little formatting things. So what I want to do is in the text tab right here, I just want to remove those. Just going to delete them. What you could do also, if you're going to paste a lot of text in from Microsoft Word and you don't want it to keep the formatting, is you can just start fresh in the text tab and paste right there. So pasting from Microsoft Word or something into the text tab will get rid of all the styling. Just a heads up on that. There's no absolute right way to start a blog post too. So we started with the content, but you could start with the title, or you could start with an image or something like that. Because we started with our content, let's just move to the title right now and give it something that matches what we wrote. Never hurts to be clear. All right, now we need a little more text because this isn't enough for a blog post. So I'm going to go to a site I know of called panipsum.com. If everyone can follow me here, then you'll see that we can get all sorts of dummy text that's really good when you're designing a blog or a website for someone, and you just need some text to show what text looks like within a website. The nice thing is we can get coffee text, and we can get maybe Seinfeld episodes too, and grab a mixture by clicking Generate Ipsum. And now we're just going to copy some placeholder text like that, which will have little excerpts from Seinfeld and coffee, and come back, make a space, and paste. So you can see that by default, when you hit enter, it gives you that nice little break in paragraphs too. If you don't want that, just hold shift and hit enter. Perfect. So there's some formatting here that WordPress does for us. If we go back to the text tab, we can see we still just have text. But let's go to visual and let's add something a little more complicated. Let's say we wanted to add a link. So in my first paragraph, I mentioned BuzzFeed, for example. So we could open up BuzzFeed in Google. And we can click the link to BuzzFeed, right click, copy it, and come back in our post. To add a link, you just want to highlight the anchor text for your link. Click on the Insert Edit Link button, and then paste in the link of choice. And make sure your link has all the necessary parts like HTTPS and all that. Now we can click on the gear to open the link options and make sure this opens in a new browser tab. And update, and we have our first link. Now if we go to text, we can see that WordPress will have created the HTML for a link, which looks like that A, then the href, and so on and so forth, which looks weird for now, but you'll get familiar with as you blog a little bit more. Let's go ahead and expand on our text a little bit. So copy that and paste, enter, paste, enter, paste. Now we have 5 paragraphs. Now let's say we wanted to add a newspaper style image right after the second paragraph, right here. Well, to do that, you can just put your cursor right by where you want the image. So we want it right ahead of aftertaste right here. And before we upload an image into WordPress, let's find one on the web we like. All right, so for DearBlogger, I always go to pixabay.com. That's pixabay.com. We can see one image comes up automatically that I visited often. It's just this cool laptop Sony camera image. The cool thing on Pixabay is you can search at the top for any sort of niche or theme, like ocean. And you'll get lots of oceans. And then when you find an ocean that you like, you can click it, and then you have similar categories like rocks or long exposure. And you can find the perfect image for virtually any type of blog post. In my case, I actually just like images of workspaces, computers, desks, tablets, computers, lots of computers. So workspace is a good keyword. All right, so I think this image is actually really cool right here because it's a clean desk, and it also gives you some space to write in a title on top of the text if you wanted to right here. All right, so and if you go to DearBlogger, you can see that like all the thumbnail images are images from Pixabay of like really cool computer desks, workspaces, globes, artwork, all in the same theme. All right, so to get this image, you just need to click free download and click the size you want, which is pretty good at 1920 by 1080. That's big enough, and click download. If you're not signed in, it'll ask you for a CAPTCHA, but you can also just sign in for free with Facebook or Google, which I always do. Let's give this a name and call it Clean Desk and save it. This desk will be a role model for my desk. All right, now that you've downloaded an image, one is enough for now. Let's go back to our post. Make sure your mouse is wherever you want the image. We're gonna click right here before aftertaste, hit add media. Now select files, and now we're going to want to go to our downloads or wherever you download images to, or better yet, you can just search. And there's our clean desk. So you can click it and click open. It will upload to your WordPress and to your hosting space. And now you have some basic attachment display settings. So we want to actually align it. Aligning it will nestle it with text around it, just like a newspaper. And clicking none will actually just put your image on top of the text without any text wrapped around it. So let's try left, link to media file, and size medium for now, and click insert into post. Beautiful, great job. While we're at it, let's make this image also the featured image of our post, because if our post is about desks and computers and blogging, then we want a featured image that matches what our post is about. To set our featured image, scroll down, and in the lower right, you'll see featured image. So just click this link, set featured image, choose the image so it's checkmarked and highlighted, and click set featured image. Super easy. All right, now that that's done, we'll have a thumbnail image. That featured image is our thumbnail image you'll see on the home page. Now we can scroll up, and we're going to leave the format of the post standard, because that always looks good. We're going to give it a category. Categories will go in our navigation menu, and that lets you create a page all about posts about desks, or posts about computers, or posts about coffee. So click Add New, and I'm going to call this category My Workspace, and click Add New Category. Lastly, let's finish our post up with a video. Google loves when posts have videos in them because it means there's more useful information. It'll rank your post higher in Google and consider it a better resource. And users just love watching videos, sometimes more than they like reading. Not always. So let's go to my favorite favorite video streaming site, YouTube. And let's grab a video by my friend John Chow right here. So John Chow is a really cool guy. Got to meet him for dinner recently, and he knows what he's doing there. He definitely has a good sense of style. God, I love those race cars. I wouldn't know, but he definitely loves them. So to embed a video, it's really easy. You can just click share and then click embed. And you're going to get this little code munch right here, this little code segment that can be pasted into WordPress. So what we want to do is just copy the entire part. I know this is a little complicated. We're getting a little codey here, and we might have said we wouldn't, but we're not writing the code. We're just using it. So this is something you need to know how to do. Highlight everything here, and right-click and copy. And I'm going to show you how to put any YouTube video onto your WordPress site. And this one is of John driving his really cool car. I should find out what kind of car that is, by the way. And then I could sound like I know cars. We're going to go back to WordPress, and you're just going to click the text tab. Now you can see this really intimidating piece of code, even though it's not that bad. And you're just going to make a couple spaces where you want the video to go, and right-click, paste. All right, and make sure there's a space above and beneath the entire little code munch. Now when you go back to visual, the nice thing is that video will show up. Really cool. And depending on how it's set up in the text tab with the width right here and the height, that'll dictate how big it is on your blog. So that's pretty cool. Let's go back to visual. All right, and now that our post has enough content, I think it'll be useful for our audience, and we can just publish it. Let's see how it looks. Let's finally click publish. So we're going to close the resource tabs we used for this video, and we're going to click view post at the top, or you can click view post right here, same thing. All right, and we can see we have one nice blog post. So we have our featured image at the top right here. By default, daily will make it pretty large so that the whole world can see it. And then we also have the image we inserted below, and this nice video that spans the whole width of the post. Very cool. All right, so it's looking pretty good. It's not an amazing blog post, but it shows you how to use WordPress tools, and it's a good start. Now, after I wrote my first DearBlogger post, I realized I wanted it to be as simple as possible. And one area that it wasn't simple enough was in the link at the top. In the link, it has an index and a date, and then our blog post title. And we don't want any of this stuff like the index or the date, because that can confuse Google. All right. So I wanted to get rid of that, and I went back to the dashboard right here, and I hovered on settings and clicked permalinks. And we want to get rid of that complicated stuff just by clicking post name and saving changes. So now only the name of the post, like sample post, for example, will show up in that link. You can in fact just refresh, and it'll say the page is not found because this link doesn't exist. But if you go to your home page, you'll see the link for our post. We can click it, and then now the link is super simple. So WordPress will update that automatically, and you'll just get the keywords for the post. Perfect. All right, so now that we've written one cool blog post and we've got the content flowing, I think it's time to work on our homepage. Because when people land on our site, we want them to see something pretty and organized and not this right here. So let's go ahead and clean this up. For starters, I want to get rid of this middle column right here. I think the demo daily theme put a Twitter box there or some random post, but we don't want that until we have like a ton of content like BuzzFeed or the Huffington Post or something. So come back to the dashboard, and I want to introduce you to a really cool area called Customize. So follow me to where it says Appearance, hover on Appearance, and click Customize. And this will take us to a lot of the different settings that dictate how your blog looks. We can click Layout now. And by default, we have 3 columns, Content, Sidebar 2, Sidebar 1, but we want to get rid of Sidebar 2. To accomplish that, we can just go with the default 2 columns, Content, and Sidebar 1. And right away, we'll lose that middle sidebar. Great job. You can always get it back later. Make sure to save and publish, and that part is done. At the same time, I want to delete widgets because we don't want these widgets here by default. That looks like just a standard blog. We want our site to look like a famous blog or a blog that really knows what it's doing. So let's go back and let's click on widgets. Now let's open up our primary sidebar. And I'm going to delete some stuff right here. Delete recent posts. I'm, by the way, just opening by clicking the arrow here. Open a widget, remove it. Remove archives. We're going to remove categories because we can create those on our own, and remove meta. So that's pretty cool. All right, our blog has sort of shrunk, but at least it doesn't have that demo content. We'll save and publish. Less is more in this case. You don't want to fill up the blog with a bunch of default WordPress content. You want to fill it with your own custom content. All right, so speaking of shrinking the blog, we're now going to get rid of our default post, sadly. All right, so let's click X right here, and this will take us out of the customize window now that we've saved our changes. And let's go to posts, and we can see the post we made together, and hello world, and we can trash it. And you can always get that post back. Big thanks to WordPress for writing it for us, but not going to work with our blog right now. All right, so now let's go to the blog, and we can also refresh it by clicking on the title. It's like a really lazy way of doing it, and we'll get the site itself. So our blog post is looking really cool, but we still have that annoying sidebar on the home page. Let's go back. Let's hover on appearance, and now I want to take you to theme options. And when we're in theme options, we can make more changes than we can in customize. So if it's not in customize, it's in theme options. If it's not in theme options, it's in customize. Sort of like two different closets for your blog. All right, everyone wants more closets. So now we're just going to find that little middle section. It's probably in homepage, right? Because on the homepage. Click homepage, and we're going to see home featured, number posts, home layout, home columns. We want to change that to 2 columns like we did for our global content, and save options. And now when we refresh our homepage, that little sidebar will be gone. And because we saved options, we now get a slider. So sort of a little golden nugget just popped up, a little golden Mario coin that we snatched. And our blog now looks even cooler because we told it officially to save these options with the home featured slider. All right, sometimes you have to just save in WordPress and then magic will happen. Next, we're going to add a couple more blog posts to our homepage just so it looks a little bit more like a normal blog. We don't want it to look too busy, but having 3 posts is perfect. It's the strategy I used to launch DearBlogger, in fact. So I'm also going to show you what types of blog posts to write. And I think you're going to love this strategy because I think it can work to get you traffic and get your readers excited. And after that, we'll make pages. All right, so follow me again to new post. And we're going to write a blog post called The Ultimate Guide on How to Start a Blog. All right, so it's really helpful to have one of these types of posts. I'm just going to tell you now, which is a long form guide. It could be the ultimate guide on how to create a garden bed, the ultimate guide on how to save for retirement, or the ultimate guide on how to make your triceps look cuter. But it shows that you're an expert. Every blog should launch with an ultimate guide, and it gives people something to really chew on and read. All right, so if you don't know what to work on, this is always a good place to devote your time and your efforts. Unfortunately, we need some more of that pan ipsum. So we'll grab it. Maybe we'll get some Arnold Schwarzenegger and some dinosaurs. That's pretty cool. Maybe just dinosaurs, actually. All right, generate ipsum. And we're going to get some dinosaur text. So this is a long post. So we want a long amount of text. And we're just hitting Command V, and we have a nice long post. Perfect. All right, so this is just to show you what type of post to write again. All right, so for categories now, we're going to call this one Ultimate Guides. So when you write your next Ultimate Guide, then you can put these all on the same page. Add new category. Perfect. Layout is good at default because we already changed that in Customizer. We just need a featured image. All right, so let's get another featured image. And why not just get this popular image right here? Free download, 1920, download. Perfect. And now we can click Set Featured Image, upload file, select files, find the Pixabay image, you get the picture. And I'm just going to double click it. It's a little faster than clicking and hitting open with my mouse. And set featured image. Awesome work, guys. All right, so I think this post is ready to go. Let's click publish. And what we're going to have here is the kind of post or page. It could be either like this one right here at DearBlogger, which is the ultimate guide on where and how to make a blog. And it's brought a lot of traffic to my blog over the years. I think I published it around 2012 or so. So this post is done. Let's add one more new one. And again, you can totally use my ultimate guide as like a template for writing your own ultimate guides, like intro, picture of myself with my tie looking weird, video, header, instructions, nature image, traffic screenshot, blah, 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 videos. Totally go for it. And I hope my strategies save you time later on that I spent, building them and researching them. If I can save you time, then my work is done. All All right, so the third post we need is just a welcome to the blog post. There has to be a welcome message on your homepage, and there's no better way to make it than with a blog post. And there's no better way to say that it's a cool blog than making it a little bit clever with a joke. So how about welcome to the blog. It's about cats who blog. Because cats are never going out of style anytime soon that I know of. Then we're obviously going to have to back this up and have a little bit of cat blog content, which shouldn't be hard. We're just going to paste in some posts. By the way, to add a quote, which is really good on a welcome page, you can just section off some text like this and highlight it and click the block quote button right here. And it'll indent it and make it a nice quote on the blog post side of things. All right, really cool. And so we're just going to click add new category and write in my mission. Cool. And then at the top, I'm just going to write my mission is to teach cats how to blog. All right, that's pretty cool. And people too, of course, not just cats. And now we're going to come down, choose that featured image, set featured image. And before I upload it, I want to actually open my photos, and I'll show you how to take a iPhone or Android image and put it on your blog. So what I did was I took some photos with my iPhone 6 and connected them to the cord and then uploaded them into Photos. If I click Photos, then I'll get the images themselves. So now I can just find the one I want to use for this tutorial and click there. You didn't think I had blogging cats, did you? But I'm proving you wrong. And then I'm going to drag it to the desktop so we can use it. Should hear it. All right, I think it went. And now back in WordPress, we can click Upload, Select, and we're going to go to the desktop, Date Modified, and we'll see that image we just took right there. All right, so I'm going to highlight it and click Open. And in fact, what you can do with an image so that it ranks in Google, if you want your images to like help your blog rank in Google, is you can go back to your desktop and rename them like cats who blog and hit enter. And now WordPress will read that name and Google will read that name once you publish the blog post. All right, so let's click open. All right, so if an image takes a while to upload, it's just because it's a large file. You might want to consider using a image crunching service like an image compressor in Google. I like tiny PNG. All right, and that'll help your blog upload it quicker and load quicker. All right, this is just a tutorial, so this image is perfect. We'll set featured image. All right, and now we're going to publish our welcome post. And we forgot to add a category. So instead of uncategorized, let's just make it my mission. Add new category. Uncheck that one and update the post. All right, so we've updated our first blog post. Now when we go to our blog, we can see this looks a lot more like DearBlogger with a list of posts. We're just not getting the featured images right here on the homepage. So I really want to get those little image thumbnails. To do that, let's go to Theme Options and let's click on Homepage. And for home layout, let's try Magazine. All right, and then Save Options. Cross my fingers that's going to work. Refresh the homepage, and now we get the magazine style layout. And by default, we have the post in a slider. Each one has a computer in it, so it's in line with our theme that we love of blogging and technology. And we also have the post in a slider at the top. All right, so as promised, we're now going to create pages. So DearBlogger has a bunch of pages, and we'll make the important ones. All right, so we'll come back to your blog, and let's go to the top, hover on New, and click Page. We're going to see how to make a page in WordPress. Let's just write About. All right, and we're going to click Publish. Now let's add new. And let's write community. All right, and click publish and add new. And write for us, which is just a cool page where you can get people to guest post for your blog and build your voices. And publish. All right, now let's go back to the home page. We can see those pages don't show up anywhere. So it's actually time to create a menu. All right, so having pages created the need for a menu. And a menu is just going to go either above our logo or below our logo. That's pretty cool. Let's look at how to create a WordPress menu right now. All right, so we can go and hover on this button that would go to the dashboard, but instead of clicking, we can just click menus right here. Really cool. And what you want to do is give the menu a name. So main menu is certainly good enough. And click create menu. All right, and now we're going to have a structure and some settings. And this looks really crazy at first. I never really knew what to do until someone showed me here. So I'll show you how to make the menu right now, and it'll seem really easy afterwards. So what you want to do is in the Pages tab right here, make sure this part's open. Hit Select All, and then unselect pages you don't want, and then click Add to Menu, and they'll populate. Now you can drag them. So maybe you want your About page in the first position, and then Community, and then Write for Us. Now you just need to select a menu location, like Primary Menu, and Save Menu. All right, and what we can do is open that blog in a new tab. And we can see we've created our first menu above the logo, which is the primary location. The primary menu goes above the logo. All right, so let's say we want that home link. We want the link to the home page in the menu too. Well, that's got to be a custom link. So open Custom Links, and you can just grab your homepage URL, which is your domain name, highlight it, copy it, and back in WordPress, paste that in over this HTTP blah blah. All right, and then just write in home. All right, if I can type, and add to menu. And drag it to the top, which is standard formatting, and save menu. And now you should get the home, and you should get that nice little home icon, which is just a little gift from Theme Junkie. Very cool. So we have our main menu, which will get us to different pages when you write them, when you take the time to really build out your blog. But we also want a category menu so that people can read all about Blog for Money, for example. All the posts about Blog for Money. Category Blog for Money. Or maybe someone wants to read all about writing style. So how do we make these pages of categories so that when you write more posts in this category, you get like a really nice, healthy list of content in your archives? Pretty simple. Come back to menus and just close pages and open up categories. Now, before you do that, we actually want to create a new menu because otherwise they're going to come in here. All right, so I forgot that step. Let's click create a new menu, and we'll call this one categories menu and create menu. Good job. And now we're going to open categories, select all, and add to menu, and they'll populate. So we only have 3 categories, but hopefully as you build a blog, you'll have like 10 to 15 categories is a good number. Just make sure to put them in the secondary menu or they won't show up, and save menu. And now when you refresh your site, you have this nice DearBlogger-esque lower menu, and people can click it and read only that type of post. Pretty cool. Great job. So I just spent, how long did I spend? I spent exactly 1 hour and 27 minutes making this logo and this sidebar quote. What the heck did I do? I used a tool called Pixlr.com, the free Photoshop editor with old-fashioned layers to design this palette for our logo. And I got fonts and graphics and colors because that's how the DearBlogger logo was made originally. And that's how the DearBlogger sidebar quote right here was made, this little flipper. But then it hit me that I could just use Logo Maker to design it instead. So this is Pixlr and this is Logo Maker. And Logo Maker is a lot easier, and it's going to save us time here and save you time that'll be more valuably spent on your content, believe me. So sometimes you try and fail in blogging and you just have to cut your losses and move on. So I might give you guys the tutorials on how to use Pixlr.com because it's still amazing and useful for some things. But right now, no. We need to accept that times have changed. Let's go to Customize and remove this logo. I'm just right here in Customize Logo. That's how you remove a hideous looking logo. And now let's go back into Widgets and we're going to remove the sidebar quote because it's also pretty goofy looking. Save. So now we can start fresh. So we're going to make it really fresh and close up all our browser tabs. Close Pixlr, sadly, close Bezos, and we're going to try out Logo Maker together now. All right, so go to logomakr.com and hit enter. And there's a cool video on how this works. We can close it because we're going to figure it out ourselves. And just click on the white space. All right, Logo Maker is really easy. It might go kind of quick, but I'll explain every single step right here so we know it. And there's not a ton of tools. You just need to know how to use the few tools here the right way and as well as we can. So I've learned it, and anyone else can learn it too. For starters, let's just get our color wheel and our little text palette in the right positions over here. And now let's click in the search graphics bar and look up whatever sort of logo you want to make. So in my case, it has to include some sort of coffee, but why not iced coffee for a change in flavor? Hit search. Search all the available graphics in Logo Maker. Once you find your graphic, just click on the graphic once. Now we can move it just by clicking and holding and dragging it. We can resize our graphic by clicking in the corners and pulling it in smaller or larger. Now we need some text. To add text to your logo, just click on the T and then type something, like whatever you want your logo to say. To move the text, just click off it, then click it again, and now click and hold and drag. So that was one click away, and then another click on it, and then you can click again and hold and drag. Now we can resize everything proportionately. We can click in the corner of the text and drag to make it bigger, and make our graphic a little bit smaller. To change the font, just click on the text to highlight it, and change the style of the font in the first drop-down, and then change the font in the second drop-down. We might need to reposition again. Now let's change that font color. So it's easiest to change the entire color of a piece of text first. Let's say we want our text to be the same color as this coffee right in the center of the cup. Well, to find that color, you could just click where the color is, and our color changer will pick it up on the left right here. All right. If we click elsewhere, we can see it will also pick up that color, or just a simple white. It will pick up any color, and you'll get the exact code combination, which is called a hex for that color, right here beneath our color wheel. So let's click on that coffee again. And now let's come down and double click on the hex to highlight it and then copy that. Copy all 6 digits right there. Now we just need to highlight the text again and come down, and we can see it's in black, which is 6 zeros. But we can change that by double clicking on the zeros, right click and pasting in our new hex and hitting enter. Great job. Now if we wanted to change the color of just one part of the text back to black, that's really easy. You can just highlight the text and go ahead and manipulate your cursor so it's just the part of the text we want. And now we can click on the color wheel itself and drag to the right spot, like all black. Perfect. You can do a ton more in Logo Maker, and I'm happy to help below in the comments, but this should be a good start. Once our logo is ready, make sure to hit the crop button in the lower right. And it's going to guess the right size, so we might have to help it out just by clicking and dragging that in. We want the slimmest possible section of our logo, so there's no white space around it. Perfect. And once you're ready, just click on the Save button in the upper right. We're going to go with option 2, which is giving credit to Logo Maker. So just click wherever it says to copy this code, or in this case it says paste this code. Click on that and it'll say credits copied. And then click download and agree to give credit. Write a name, like blog logo volume 1 or logo blog volume 1, and hit save. Now back on our blog, before we insert that logo, we need to make sure those credits are in the right place. So let's leave Customizer. Let's come back to our All Pages list and click on Credits, where we actually were before. Alright, now just go to Text and give yourself a little space and paste in those credits, which are just a little munch of HTML. Make sure there's another space and update. Great job. Now let's test run our new logo. So hover on Appearance and click Customize. Logo. Select Image. Upload Files. Select Files. And let's double click on Logo Blog Volume 1. Alright, now click Choose Image and cross our fingers. So it looks pretty good. WordPress just wants to stretch out the logo 100%. So we're going to have to tell it to size the logo down. But seeing it this big with white space beneath the logo gave me the idea to write in a custom tagline for our logo. So we can definitely do that. Let's go back to Logo Maker, close out. And you can just hit Command or Control Z to go back and uncrop the logo. Now I'm going to click T for a little more text and type in the WordPress tutorial behind the blog. Alright, so we can click in the corner now. This obviously needs to be smaller if it's going underneath the text. And you can also flip it like we just saw if you are clicking, like I'm clicking and holding. So we get the pink corner, and then you just need to bring your mouse up above that dash line. That's pretty cool. You can flip text. Whee! Alright, once you have the right size, just make sure that it's dragged in the right position. So click off the text, click again and hold and drag. Alright, and we might need to resize it again. Excellent work. We now have a volume 2 of our logo. So let's make sure to crop it, get it perfect, and save it, and download. And we don't need to give credit again because we already credited that logo and that icon. I just like writing logo first because sometimes I do a search in my computer for the logo, and makes sense like that. Save. Now back in Customize, we can click Remove, select Image, Upload, select Files, and grab the version 2 and choose Image. Great job, guys. Now we can save and publish it. Now we just need to get our little sidebar quote back with the logo of the company from wherever the person came from. So on DearBlogger itself, that was ProBlogger, which we saw before. Down here. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys as to how to set up this little sidebar quote in either Logo Maker or Pixlr.com. I'm just going to go back to widgets, click primary, and then click add a widget, which is also how to add any widget like a Facebook like box or an advertisement to your sidebar. But in this case, we just want to add an image, which is the quote itself. It's just a little image that we saved before from Pixlr. So we could do this with the default widget for image right here, displays an image. But it's actually going to be a little bit easier and look a little bit better and have a few more options if we use a plugin, a special plugin for this. So this is a really great segue to our next section, which is going to talk about plugins. Let's go ahead and add our first plugin right now so we can add that quote back to our sidebar. We can delete the image. I actually never use image. I'm not sure why. And now let's just save and publish. And we need to X out a customizer, so X out. and now come to plugins. All right, and I'm going to show you how to add our first plugin. Just go to add new. On the right, put your mouse in the search bar and then do a search for tinymce space black, which basically means nothing except for it's the name of the plugin. And as you start using more WordPress plugins, you'll get to know them by name. And you'll get to know which ones work really well for your blog and get the job done and which ones haven't worked. So this one has definitely worked time and time again. 900,000 active installs is a ton compared to other plugins, as you can see by the numbers. And it's really great for adding anything to our sidebar. So we can install now on it. And then click activate. It says this is compatible, it's updated recently. Awesome plugin. Alright, so just by installing and activating the Black Studio tinymce widget, now when we hover on appearance and go back to customize, we're going to have a new widget. So let's go to widgets, primary sidebar, add widget, and scroll down, and we get this new little visual editor option, which we didn't have before. So we can click on that, and whereas the image widget just gave us like an option to paste in the link to an image, we now have a full blog post editor here in our sidebar. We can write a blog post in the sidebar. See, there we go. We did it. But in this case, we don't want text. We want to delete that text. We want to click Add Media and grab our quote from Jeff Bezos here, which again I made in pixlr.com. And I'll make sure to give you guys this image and any other demo images we use in the notes below the video on YouTube so that you can just try them out and play with them. Alright, but we got it uploaded right here already. So we can just click to highlight. We can change our attachment display settings. So center will look good in our sidebar, centered. Link to media file is good, and full size is good. Now insert into post. Alright, and it should get the job done just like that. So that's pretty cool. And the final step is linking this quote somewhere. So on DearBlogger, it was a quote from somewhere I had guest posted, and when people clicked on the quote, it just took them right to the guest post. So if we look at the blog, we can click on the little ProBlogger flip icon. Goes to ProBlogger, this post I wrote way back. It's pretty cool. And then if someone clicks on the link here, it goes back to the blog. So full circle. All right, so how do we add a link to an image in WordPress? Well, you just click on the image and click the pencil. And you can just grab a link by clicking in your browser tab to highlight, copy, and just go ahead and paste that link in right here in the link to area. So it'll say media file, but we can change it to custom URL. And then we can just paste over whatever is there. All right, and then we can also use advanced options to open this link in a new tab. And unless you want to get deep into the SEO, you don't need to enter anything in these blanks. All right, now click update. It will save automatically, so we can close and save and publish. All right, and now when we refresh, we'll have our beautiful logo and our sidebar quote, and everything's working. Great job. All right, so as promised, we're going to talk about plugins now. DearBlogger doesn't use a ton of plugins to run smoothly, but it does use a few really important ones. And it's my goal to show you exactly what those plugins are and a little bit on how to use them and how to set them up. So let's go to plugins on the blog itself and do the normal updates. And from this list of plugins, we're going to set up Yoast, WP Super Cache, TF Social Share, Site Origin CSS, Insert Headers and Footers, and Akismet on our WordPress blog tutorial. All right, so let's get to it. Follow me and just X out a customizer. And now we're in plugins. So that's pretty cool. We can just start with the low-hanging fruit and activate Akismet, which is the spam protector. So when you get a second, you're going to want to set up your Akismet key for free. and then you can start blocking spam. Just click settings, and then it'll take you to this area right here, and you're going to want to click get your key, which will take us to Akismet. And if you want to say goodbye to comment spam, which we definitely do as your blog gets more popular, click get an Akismet API key. And so you can just follow the directions. It's really easy, especially if you already have a WordPress.com account, and it's free to use. So I already signed up to WordPress.com and got my API key for Akismet. I'm just going to try to take it from DearBlogger right now. Settings, API key, copy, and come back and paste it. And connect. Hope it lets me. I think I had the premium version. And it let me. Awesome. Probably because I get 2 sites. Pretty cool. So like I said, when you have some spare time, go ahead and set up Akismet. And if you want, you can go for the premium version. I don't recommend spending money on very much in blogging, but this is one of the few things I do recommend a little investment in. All right, let's go back to plugins and proceed now. Let me know any questions in the comments on any of the plugins or how to set them up. We can scroll down and we can activate Hello Dolly. Hello Dolly is a cute plugin that puts a little song lyric in the upper right. So the founder of WordPress made that one, so you know it's good. And we're going to delete Jetpack because it takes up too much space. Bye-bye. Now we're going to deactivate Mojo Marketplace and delete that one. Also takes up too much space. And by the way, any of these free plugins or plugins that you've bought before, you can get them back for free. There's no negative impact on your site by deactivating and deleting them. Same for Opt-in Monster, really cool plugin, but just not for our needs. And bye to WP Forms Lite as well. All right, now let's get down to business. To add a new plugin, click Add New at the top. And just like the themes library, you'll get the plugins library. And if you're connected to the internet, you can search all of WordPress's amazing plugins right here. Plugins extend the functionality of WordPress, so it just means they let you do more. For example, WordPress doesn't know that you want to rank in Google with Yoast SEO, or sell things with WooCommerce, or create special sitemaps with Google XML sitemaps. But a lot of us bloggers do, so we've made plugins that let us get the job done. But the default WordPress copy doesn't come with it, so you need to install a plugin to do it. Too many plugins will slow down your site, but too many is a lot of plugins. If you're just starting out, you don't have to worry about installing too many plugins right now. All right, so let's shop for what we need, and the first one is just sitting right here. It's Yoast SEO. So I'm going to install now. Activate. Great work. Now let's add new again. And we're going to get WP Super Cache, which is sitting right down here on this little shelf. So let's grab it. Install now. Activate. WP Super Cache is a plugin to make your site go faster and make your site load faster. Now let's scroll up again, add new. And what does it say? We don't need to listen to these warnings. It doesn't apply to us, so dismiss. And now we're going to do another plugin, which is just kind of boring, but super helpful. And it's called Insert Headers and Footers. So we can search for it, and WordPress will almost always find the right plugin. Perfect. It's this one by WP Beginner. Really awesome company you should check out by a good man named Saeed Balki. So we're going to install now. And activate. I actually got to have dinner with Saeed as well, but didn't get to talk to him as much as I wanted, so next time, buddy. Now let's click Add New again. And we're going to search for a plugin called Site Origin CSS. This one will help you edit the styles of your WordPress blog without affecting the rest of it. So you don't need to use a child theme when you use a plugin like Site Origin CSS. It's a lot easier to make design changes without having to know any big time WordPress coding. And we probably didn't want to put that space in between site and origin. So let's give it another shot. Beautiful. There it is. All right. Site origin CSS by site origin. Install now. And yeah, like I said, this will give us our own custom style sheet, just like a child theme would do, except for it's attached like to the side of the blog. It doesn't like go on top of the whole blog, and it lets us use all of our themes features and just modify like little pieces of other ones. So really recommend site origin CSS. Activate. And last but not least, we want to click add new. Do a search and search for TF social share. Enter. All right, and it's this one in the middle by Kunal Chikar, another really awesome developer. Install now, and bam, activate. This plugin will give you Twitter, Facebook, Google+1, LinkedIn, and more buttons above and below your posts if you want them. So you can start building up those social counters. All right, so now let's open our site in a new tab, and let's just see what changed, if anything. I'm going to close all those other windows. All right, we can see the homepage did not change. So we just made our site basically stronger, but we didn't really change the design. And if we click into a post, like our welcome post, we can see we actually do have one change, which is those social icons. All right, so you just learned how to add social icons to a WordPress Blogger website. That's pretty cool. I don't love this design on them right now, though. I actually like them a lot more simple without the background and the border. So to change the style on this plugin, we can go back to plugins. And now that we're in the plugins tab, just click on, just hover on settings, and you can find the settings for TF social share. All right, super fun. I've been using this plugin for years and years. I lost track of how many years. But in this window, we can easily remove the social sites we don't want to use, and we can also change where this button shows. So just on single posts is what we want. All right, people can interact with our blog post, but they're probably not going to like our author archives. Now we can change where the position of it is. So maybe you want it like above and below to give everyone a good chance of hitting the like buttons. No border. Remove background color. And down below are just some nitty-gritty details like how far apart the buttons are spaced. You can also float these buttons on the left side of your screen if you'd like. You might have seen some blogs doing that, so they're like off over here and they just don't move when you scroll. So that's pretty cool. But for now, let's save changes. Now let's come back and refresh our blog post. We can see we have these beautiful, simplified little social buttons that are almost unnoticeable until someone wants to click them. And you can see they work just like any major blog would use, like HuffPost or Time or Vogue or Forbes. It's really cool. People can now go ahead and interact with your blog. Can't tell you how much it helps to have these numbers and social proof your site. For example, on DearBlogger, when you start building social statistics and traffic on a post, the effect can really become a snowball effect, and like comments become more comments, and people just start clicking these buttons more and more because they know that other people have, it's social proofed, it's trusted, and hopefully at the end of the day it is helpful content too, because that's what's going to help you and your audience the most. Let's jump back over to the blog we're building, and let's just change up this welcome post. I kind of wrote it as a joke, but now I'm realizing that the welcome post is actually, a very serious, formal message. So let's edit it, and let's make this something that's going to impress readers, and we can still keep that cat picture too. And if you forgot to rename the files, you can always retitle them here, like blog setup from Austin Hotel. Cool. And now go to the other one and title it Meeting Snappy. And update one more time. Great work. Now let's check out our blog we're building. All right, we're definitely on the right track now. As for our other plugins that we installed, like Yoast SEO and Insert Headers and Footers, Site Origin CSS, and WP Super Cache, we're going to learn how to use them as we go. All right, so it'll be easier to absorb how to use them if we actually are like using them instead of me just telling you what they do, if that makes sense. So now that your blog has the necessary plugins to run a blog like DearBlogger, let's see what they do. And let's install some social media onto our blog's homepage in the sidebar. At DearBlogger, that would be the Facebook like box right here where people can like or share your site, and the Google Plus badge, and also the fonts that make these little areas look attractive. So let's go back to our blog, and I'm also going to close the unnecessary windows here. I'm sure we'll come back to those. And now we can open up in Google, just look for Facebook like box, and you'll get the right tool. So it's called the like box. Click that. And Facebook's going to say, okay, we made a change, so please use the new page plugin. Okay, the like box is a special version of the like button. So you're going to be like, all right, which one do I want to use? Facebook, thanks for this change. But we're going to choose the like button because I already know that one's great. All right, so this is what we're creating down here in the like button configurator. What you need to do is just give Facebook a URL to like. So when people click like, where do those likes count on? What page? And you could actually put in a blog post here for this link. Like if you want people to click that button and then it adds likes to our ultimate guide, you can just take this whole link and put it in right here. And then that button could be anywhere, but whenever someone clicks it, it'll add likes right down here to this post. So we don't want to do the home page. It doesn't make sense to really add likes to the home page. It couldn't hurt, but we can't really display that anywhere unless we just keep that button right here saying people liked the homepage. Anyways, the best thing I think is just to get your Facebook page so that when people click the like button, it adds on your page's total. So you can just open up Facebook, and in my case, I'm just going to go to DearBlogger Community Shortcuts and just grab the short link without this little ref. So we can just click in the URL bar and take that link. And so it's free to set up a community or a business or a personal page on Facebook. If you haven't done so already, then you can just paste it in the URL to like. All right, and it should tell us the count, so that's pretty cool. You can change the layout. Different options depending on what sort of space you want to put this into, like a blog post or a page or just a tiny little spot in your header. But I really like the standard. Like or recommend, small or large button size, and now just click Get Code once you're ready. And you can also do the include share button, of course, show friends' faces. Facebook lets you customize everything. Once you're ready, just click Get Code, and I'll show you how to put this on the blog. So the first step is to add this little upper piece of code. You can just click anywhere on it. It'll highlight the whole thing, and now just right-click Copy and come back to our blog. And we're going to go to the Insert Headers and Footers setting where we need to paste this code. So if you hover on Settings, click Insert Headers and Footers. Like I said, this plugin is really simple, but it gives us these two boxes where you can insert code and it'll like apply to everywhere on the blog just like Facebook wants it to. So we're going to put this in the header. Just paste that first piece of code from Facebook in the header. All right. Very good. And then just click Save. Now we need to go to the place where we want the button. So that's a widget. So you can hover on Appearance and click Customize. And now Widgets, Primary Sidebar, Add New Widget. And we're going to stick with our friendly visual editor because it lets us do anything we want. All right, and now just back to Facebook, grab the second piece of code, just click it, right click, copy. And now we're going to go to the text tab. Remember, if you're pasting in code, it has to be in the text tab as opposed to the visual tab, and paste. Great work. And now let's see if it works. And it does. All right, so hooray, congratulations. It's really cool. The width might be a little bit much. I don't like how that one image is kind of hanging off. So what you can do actually is adjust the width on Facebook, and it won't really break anything on your site. We can go back to Facebook and just say we want a width of 300 in pixels, and it'll shorten it up a little bit. And then when we click Get Code, we'll have that new width right here. It sort of adds that for us. So let's just copy, and let's use this piece of Facebook code instead. Paste. And now it'll understand how wide it should go right there. Little white space, and we can close and save and publish. So great job. You now know how to use Facebook to add a like box to the blog on WordPress, and also how to use our insert headers and footers plugin. Let's add that Google Plus badge too, because it's the same process, and then you can build a social following on your WordPress blog on Facebook and also on Google Plus. So we're going to come to the Google tabs, and we're going to search for Google Plus badge. These things are already made for us out of the box. We just need to insert them on the blog and then build your following. Click Google Plus badge at the top. All right, so sometimes you're going to get a page that's like kind of developer-y, but this one looks like the right page because you can actually make the changes without knowing code. If you get a page with code and you're not sure what to do, then just let me know and I'll send you to the right place. All right, so first we have to choose the Google Plus user. Sultan the cat is a beautiful kitten that lives at my parents' home. He has his own profile, as you can see. We're going to go with us. There we go. Icon or badge. Badge is clearly superior. Landscape is good, definitely. Optimize the space or portrait. It knows we want a 300 width. Light or dark. So, lots of customization options to fit your blog. Pretty cool. So I like the tagline because I used to just write out an about me blurb in the sidebar, but this does that for me. All right. And we're great. Good to go. So it says look good, copy the code. All right, thanks Google. So we're going to copy this code. And I'm just going to copy this whole thing and take it back to WordPress and then chop it up and show you what to do. So just copy this with me. Come back to the blog. Make sure you saved Customizer and X out. And now just come to the header. And so we can put multiple third-party pieces of code like from Facebook and Google up here. Just make a couple spaces. All right. And then you can just right-click, paste. Get those spaces back so they're not touching each other. And now what we want to do is just remove the directions, which is this top line. So it says place this tag in your head or just before your closed body tag. Perfect. So that's this tag that they're referring to. Remove the directions. We will follow them. And then we're just going to leave this little script right here. And now it says place this tag where you want the widget to render. So that's this tag, and that needs to go in customize widgets. So we're actually going to cut this out and delete these directions now that we know them. All right, so it's very much like Facebook. One little script has to go up here, and then one little tag has to go in widgets. Let's save it. All right, now we have our Facebook and our Google code in insert headers and footers. It should be working. Hover on appearance, click customize. Widgets, primary sidebar, add a widget, visual editor, text tab, right click, paste our Google Plus badge, and we'll watch it appear just like magic. All right, so it's really that easy to build a social following on your WordPress blog. All right, we can just go bloop, rearrange it. What you will want are headers for your individual sections that tell people what to do. So on DearBlogger, I'll just show you exactly how those headers work, and I'm also going to show you how to use a Google font to write in exactly the font you want for categories and as seen on and so on and so forth. So we have founded by right here. Let's focus on that one. Let's go to the widgets in DearBlogger. Follow me here, and let's try to find that Google Plus badge. Great. So what I've done is just inserted that Google Plus badge, and then I've also created my own custom header. And I want to show you guys how to create that custom header right now. So in this case, I've used the font family Arial, Rounded, MT, Bold, or Arial or Tahoma. If the browser doesn't support these fonts, then it'll fall back onto these fonts. All right, but let's see how to create one of those on our own. So if we go to our blog, what I like doing when I create a custom header is actually just using a new post. So it's kind of crazy. We're not writing a blog post. We're just going to use this window as an editing window. And then you can always delete it later. So let's do it. Let's see how this works. And I think it's a really innovative strategy for designing. So let's just write out founded by. All right, and we're going to jump back between visual and text. So right now it's just the same thing, founded by. But let's go ahead and make WordPress add some code for us to use. And I'm going to actually show you some intro HTML and CSS. We just learned how to copy paste some code from Google and Facebook, but now it's time to learn how to actually edit it. So the first thing we need to do to learn code here is just highlight the text and click center. Boom. And when we go to the text tab now, you'll see that you've already added code, which looks like this P style, blah, 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 and then a bracket, and then a closing P. So every piece of code has like a starting portion, and then the meat and potatoes, which is what's happening. This text is being aligned center, and then just the finishing tag. And if it doesn't have a finishing tag, like the P, then anything else after founded by could be affected by this little piece of code. All right, so that's pretty simple. To take it one step further, I'll show you how to add another command like text align, which is called font size. So what you have to do is put your mouse after the semicolon, and that's where we add a new command. So the semicolon finishes off the centering. Now just put your mouse here, make a space, and write in font dash size colon 24 pixels, or px, exactly like this, and semicolon. So if you write it any other way without the dash, or if you just write it like with a typo, it won't work. So that's the font size command. And once you get it in right, you can check the visual tab and see what you made. So we just made that font a little bit bigger. We go back to the text tab. Great job, by the way. And you could go ahead and make it like 240 pixels. And now we can see we really made a change. So WordPress will respond right away. You might be wondering why it changes right here, and that's because this little window in WordPress can respond to any sort of commands you give it. It can respond to HTML, CSS, and beyond. Pretty cool. All right, and what we're doing now is just testing it out, and once we get this text looking right, we're going to put it on the sidebar. Pretty cool. So we also want to change the font family, and instead of using a normal font like Georgia, I want to give you a really interesting font from Google Fonts. So what we can do is just open up Google Fonts, click on Google Fonts, and I'll show you how to use Google Fonts on WordPress blogs and websites. So you need to tell me which font you like, and I can't hear you right now, but what we want to do is just pick one that we think would look great in the sidebar and get people to, more importantly, like and interact with the blog. So what's standing out here? What's standing out? Well, for me, what's standing out is Railway. I really like the simplicity of Railway. I also like Open Sans. It's really cool. But these two, Railway and Open Sans, really cool. Roboto is also really popular. Let's try using, all right, fine, change my mind. Let's try using Open Sans. Let's do it. So let's click the plus. It's going to say family selected, and now open this tab. And now it's going to say to embed your selected fonts into blah, 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 copy this code into the head of your HTML document. We know how to do that now because we did that with the Facebook and Google Plus code. So all you need to do is just click on this area and highlight it, everything in this little link, copy it, make sure you get the brackets too, come back to WordPress, and we're going to X out of the widgets. Oops, forgot to save and publish. X out of the widgets, and come back to our headers and footers, which is in settings. going to add another space and then just paste. Doesn't like our spaces. Great job. And now just save. And this gives us access to that one font from Google. And you can use more fonts if you want, but we just try out one, and you can grab like 4 or 5 later. So now it says specify in CSS. Use the following CSS rules to specify these families. I would have no idea what this means at first if I was new to CSS, but we're not new. We know what we're doing. So I'll show you right now. You just need to copy it. Copy that entire font family. Copy all of it. All right. If you want to be really old-fashioned, you can write this out, letter by letter later. So come back to the post, and because we've got ourselves this nice little WordPress HTML munch already, you can just put your mouse after the semicolon. I bet you knew it already. Make a space, and then just paste. And make sure you don't paste over that quotation mark like we just did. We need those quotation marks here and here. Awesome. All right, so now let's see if we can see what this is. If we go to visual, all right, it's not quite showing us the font. All right, so I'm confident this will work because we did all the coding, right? So let's go ahead and copy this HTML munch that's ready. And let's put it in our widgets and give it a good look. So let's add this into our widgets. And I'm going to show you how to add it the old-fashioned way because I think we're going to like seeing that window too. If you hover on appearance instead of customize, you can click widgets. And this is how widgets used to be done before customize. It's just the same little stack of widgets though. So let's open up the Google Plus one. Click text, make some space above our Google Plus badge, and right click paste. So now just like DearBlogger, we have the header and the widget itself. And save. And open up our blog. And really cool, WordPress now understands that we should have this header, and it should have our specific font size and font family that we got in our little WordPress post editor setup. Great job. The only thing I would change is making it bigger. So we can just come here to the widget again and make this like 48. Save, and now on the front end, WordPress will understand that change. Awesome. Great job, everyone. Let's do the same thing for our like button now. Okay, so let's go back and copy our header. We can copy the work we've already done, save a little time, and come to the widget that includes our Facebook like box, text tab, couple spaces, paste this in, and you get the picture. We can really save time by using the work we've already done. We just want to write get blog tips on Facebook now. Save. Refresh the blog. And we're in business. Great job. Next, let's see how to add the categories and the content is king section on DearBlogger. So if you go to the blog, it's just this section with the little icons I copy pasted from Wikipedia, I think, and then the links and the numbers. So you might think this was done with a plugin that like counts the comments, but it's just manually created. And if you click through to why blogs fail to get traffic, for example, that number doesn't even like count. It just was the amount of comments at the time. So that's how you can do it. I like doing things old-fashioned, as you might be able to tell, and if you can do it without a plugin, then you should. So to set up content is king, or whatever you want to call it, like popular posts or popular articles, we can just come back to widgets, close the one we're working on, and then let's open a new visual editor, click, primary sidebar, add widget. So we're adding the widget in appearance widgets now instead of appearance customize, just to get a feel for both ways of doing it, and you can decide what you want to do later. So we can just start with the title of our post, like copy it from the homepage rather, if we don't want to write out the whole thing. Copy widgets, and let's go to our text tab because we're going to add some links, which are code, and command paste. Great. So now we're just going to add a number of comments on this, which is 0. and we're going to add that little coffee icon. So you can get like tons of icons around the web. I usually just search for the type of icon followed by the word wiki. So we can just copy it right off of DearBlogger if you want to use this one. No problem, and paste. All right, we lost this. And now we just need our link. So we'll go to our homepage again, and you can just right click on any blog post and copy link address. All right, and I'm in Google Chrome, which makes that really easy, but I'm pretty sure it should be just as easy in Safari or Firefox or Internet Explorer. Highlight the anchor text, click link, command paste our link, and add link. We won't open link in a new tab, by the way, because this is all within our blog, and people get annoyed when they click links on a blog and all of a sudden have like 10 tabs of that same blog. So add link, and now we're good to go. All right, so we can see what it looks like in visual. Very cool. And now what you can do is just copy this structure if you want. You can just copy the whole thing, enter, paste, because we're going to need 3 of these. We just need to change up the content now. So back to our blog, and let's get the ultimate guide on how to start a blog. We can open up another visual editor at the same time and get our header, copy that, close him. Now let's put that header in our content is king section. And you can definitely call this like popular posts if you want. That would be great as well. Just give it a line break as well. Let's call it content is king. And now let's hit save. All right, so let's see what we made. This step again is really easy. Won't take you long. So if you notice that your sidebar is getting cut off at any point, because we're putting in too many widgets, like Facebook's getting cut off right here, then I'm going to give you a piece of code from DearBlogger to use to make sure that you can add unlimited widgets on top of each other, and that won't happen. All right, so I'll definitely put this in the blog post guide to this video, which you can grab right below the video on YouTube. I'm going to show you the code right now. Let's go to DearBlogger's custom CSS, where I have used this code. And it just looks like this one with primary, content, height, and then a bracket. So we'll just copy that. And again, you can find this in the blog post guide. And then you can just come back to your blog. And now we can make use of another plugin. So that's kind of cool. We're going to use a plugin right now because we need to. And it's called Custom CSS. So in your dashboard, just click Custom CSS. And right here on line 1, you won't have anything written yet, but we're going to paste in this new little piece of code. So Theme Junkie wrote this for me. Big thanks to Radic and Tanvir at Theme Junkie. And this just tells our blog that we're going to add more to the sidebar and upgrades it a little bit so that it can handle all of our content. So save it. And now when we refresh, scroll down, we can see our sidebar is like super powered. It can handle everything. All right, we're really crossing things off the list. So you now know how to copy, paste, and edit a little bit of CSS and HTML code. This is, of course, CSS, by the way. And then now we're going to just do the categories thing because it's just like content is king. Or, well, it's actually a little bit different because the categories go side by side. So I know at least a few of you are going to be curious and want to set up categories side by side like this. It looks cool. I originally got this idea from Daily Blog Tips, which is like one of the most legendary, famous, infamous, whatever you want to call them, blogs in blogging, online marketing, social media. They make a killing and they've been around forever, and they have these categories. So I wanted to design my own widget like this, but like even more simple. So I did, and I'll show you how to make it right now. All right. So what you want to do is just grab the code from the blog post guide. So again, I'm going to give you all that really easy to just copy paste. But what we're going to look at right now is how this actually works. So you're going to want to use the blog post guide because we'll copy paste some more custom code I've written for you. All right, so at DearBlogger in widgets, I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste the code I've already written. So it'll be just like what you do, except for you use the guide. I'll use the blogger here. Just got to find the categories. There they are. So this is what our little categories widget looks like. It's basically a bunch of links, but it also has some specific details like float left right here and categories widget. So it's pretty simple. I'm just going to copy all of them, and then we can chop it up at the blog. All right, so you're going to copy something that looks just like this from the blog post guide. Come back to the site. All right, and we got to go to widgets again. Scroll down, visual editor will do just fine. Add widget, text tab, and then paste in the code I give you in the blog post guide. Cool. All right, so I know right away that I can change up the links, right? Because we don't have these posts, but we can actually just leave it for the sake of example. Just generally what we have here is a div, which is like a piece of space called categories widget. And then below it are two divs. And then within it are two other divs, which are pieces of space called float left and float right. And one of them is the links on the left, and the next one is the links on the right. And then at the bottom, it's just some basic commands to make it all lined up, like this clear fix. All right, so we don't need to change anything right now unless you want to add in your links right now. But I just want to make it work for us. And then you can use this template later. So let's click save. Great. And now you're going to go back to the blog post guide, and you're going to get a little code munch that looks like this, which I'm going to highlight right now. This part right here. Copy it, and it'll say categories widget and then float left and float right. Now come back to your blog, and instead of being in widgets, we want to be in custom CSS. Just make a line underneath that first piece we got and paste. Very good, and save. What'll happen now is this CSS will communicate with this HTML we just put in our widget. This is all just HTML with the div and the ahref and the class and all that. And this is all CSS styling with the width and the actual numbers and the actual like pixels and all. So these are going to talk to each other, and they're going to explain, what happens on the front end of our blog. Let's check out the blog. And we go down, we see we have this beautiful little category stack on the left and on the right with the dash line. Perfect. So if we just use the HTML in the widget, it would just be like a list of links. But the CSS tells this line to be in the middle, and it tells things to go left and right. And that's basically it. Now you can go back to your widgets, and you can replace those links, and you can also add a header. So let's copy the header from our content is king. Cool. And let's come down and put that right above our custom categories widget that we made for your blog and for mine now. Paste. Easy as that. Categories. Save, and now you have your own custom categories widget, just like daily blog tips and just like DearBlogger.org. All right, guys, we're really cruising now, and I want to show you how to insert an email subscription form on the sidebar so that people can write in their name and email and then sign up to your list. Everyone on social media, all these sponsored posts, and people in their 30s and 40s that are like, build a list, you need a list. A list is like everything on a blog. Build a webinar, have a webinar for your list. All these people are like, they don't know what they're talking about, but if you want to build a list, which you should, then I'll show you how to set it up now. And then you can just ask me how to build an email list, because I've actually gotten a lot of subscribers without paying for any courses or reading any of that noise. So to stay true to DearBlogger, we're going to set up this form with Aweber. Right here, it's the big one that says building your blog community, join ours. And this has definitely changed in design over the years. I had my ebook graphic right here. And then if you click on community, I have another form with Aweber. And this one has the pretty little bye-bye bounce rate ebook that helped me build my list. It's an incentive to subscribe, and you get this. Shows you how to reduce bounce rate and keep people on your blog longer. And this is all just like an offer that I set up for the ebook, and it's worked really well, so I kept it here. And you're going to want your own ebook. It doesn't take many skills. I just designed this cover in Photoshop, So you can do all that. And then the forms and the technology are what we're going to see how to install right now so that you can insert your content later. So in true DearBlogger form, let's go to Aweber. We're going to log in. So Aweber is a really awesome tool. I will be talking, however, about constant contact soon because I'm going to import my email marketing business over there because I like the way they design forms and I like their program in general. I like the way they're headed. And I think constant contacts tools are even easier for beginners to use and their designs are even sharper than Aweber's. But I loved Aweber. I used them for my first 5,000 subscribers, as we can see right here, and I'll use Constant Contact for my next 5,000. It's sort of just like switching from Adidas shoes to Nike shoes. Both look really good and work really well, of course. I just want to try something new and improved. So we can set up Aweber really easily though, and it's a great place to start if you'd like to. You just need to be logged in and go to sign up forms at the top. And in this list, we have all the different forms that I've inserted on the blog. You can create unlimited forms. For example, the community form is one of these. It's sitting right here, DB Community, and you can see how many people have seen it and subscribed through it and the conversion rate. Really nice data. So it's gotten 1,095 people signed up through this form. So pretty successful, not like massive scale, but successful. The sidebar one is done even better. That's DB sidebar. It's gotten like 1.7 million views and 3,000 subscriptions. So like pretty bad conversion rate, but more subscriptions. Again, not huge scale, but enough to blog healthily and do your blog for a living and also help out a lot of people. 3,000 people is a lot of people. So yeah, you'll get this if you sign up for Aweber. And I'll definitely give you more guides on how to set up the list and how to, sign up in the blog post guide for this video. But for now, we just want to go to the forms and put them in. So here we are in forms, and we want to click on the sidebar form. And I'm going to show you how to insert it, just to show you how easy it is to get one of these forms from Aweber or Constant Contact on your blog. I've already created it here. I've chosen the color and the text and what it says. This can all be really easily edited. And you can make an image gallery with a link, and all this is drag and drop. So you're gonna have fun setting this up. We've got a full video on how to set these up. So click save your form when you're done, and then you're just gonna go to step 2. And then what I did was save my form, go to step 3, and I always click I will install my form because, I am my own web designer and I think you should be too. All right, jack of all trades is the best way to be. And then all you do is paste this snippet right where you want the form. So just click once to highlight and copy. And then we can come back to our blog, and we're going to want to be in widgets again, as you might know. Widgets. Visual editor again. Click add widget. Text tab because we're pasting code, and paste. And save. All right, and because this form has some text in it, it doesn't need a header like we gave for the Facebook box or the Google badge. We just want to drag it to the top up here. And then let's see what we made. And so voila, just like that, we've inserted an email marketing subscription form on the blog. Someone can go ahead and fill in their name like Greg Test and an email. For example, we could use my old university email. I don't think I subscribed with that one yet. And then they'll click join the community or whatever text you have there, whatever button you have. And then Aweber will take care of the rest, or Constant Contact would take care of the rest. Really easy, really fun, great way to build your list, and it's how the pros do it too. Daily Blog Tips, Pro Blogger, HuffPost, all these blogs use email marketing tools just like these that we just set up. All right, let's go back to the blog now. So we have our email marketing form. Okay, let's look at DearBlogger and see what else we need to create so that you have a blog just like this. We've done the email form. We've done the sidebar quote. For the flip, if you're lucky, I'll put that in the blog post guide. It's a little bit advanced, but I think you can handle it at this point. Categories we've done. Advertisement we have to do. As seen on, so these are just like sidebar quotes, just little images too of different places that you could have guest blogged with links to those posts themselves. So pretty simple. And if you're lucky, I'll show you how to make them tilt like this, like little wooden posts or wooden logs. Again, check out the blog post guide. We've done our Google Plus badge, we've done Content is King, we've done the Facebook tips, and the advertisement. So clearly the next step now is I'm going to show you how to insert Google ads on the blog. So now it is clearly time to set up ads on our blog. We're going to put Google Adsense onto your WordPress blog. And in this tutorial, it's time because we've already designed almost everything else. In terms of timing when you should add ads to a blog, you're going to want to wait until your audience is familiar with your content and comfortable with your voice. You can kind of stunt the growth of your blog if you put ads on a blog too soon. You don't want people to think you're just trying to make money. You want them to think and know that you're there to do good and help the world. And when people like your content and share your content, then your ads will ultimately do better. All right, but we don't have time now to make 6 months or a year's worth of revolutionary content. So that's why I'm going to show you how to put ads on the blog right now. And to make it easy, I dug up a little guide I've used from Google in the past. It's been really helpful. Now, if you're wondering where to put ads on a blog, then you could look at other blogs. You could look at Daily Blog Tips or Pro Blogger. But I figured why not ask Google, because when your ads do well, when people click them and look at them, then Google does well. And you get paid per clicks and views on an ad, but Google gets paid, even more for when the customer visits the site and the things they do on the site. So Google wants us to do well and they want us to optimize. They're going to make money either way, but they make more money when your ads do well. And that's one reason why they're willing to pay you more. So, okay, this wasn't it. I'm just showing you nonsense. Sorry about that. So I think it was actually this one, the content page. There it is. All right, so this is our guide on where to put ads on your blog. And it might look simple, but, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different advertisement spots. And if you ask me which one was the best spot, I might have guessed one of these right. But it's the combination, and it's where you put them, and it's having a blog, and now you have all of the knowledge. So let's put it into action. All right. So let's do it. So I have a full video on how to get set up and accepted into AdSense. And once you do, you're going to be led into this wonderful world of advertising and revenue. And I'll show you my AdSense, which is by no means huge. I get a check from them every now and then, and they email you I think recently got that check. I have so much spam though, it's not even funny. So they'll send you an email like this. Got one on August 21st that says, check your recent payment. We sent a payment for Google AdSense earnings August 21st, 2017. It's pretty cool. So today it's the 23rd, and I haven't even found the time to check that yet, but that money's definitely in my bank account already. So it's pretty cool. Google takes care of us bloggers. So you're going to want to set up an AdSense account like this. Again, I have guides on how to do it, how much content you should have, when you should set it up, and how to get approved. But if you follow this tutorial, you're more than halfway there, because Google really likes WordPress blogs and WordPress websites. They like when you have your own self-hosting, because that means you mean business. You're willing to, invest in your site, and you're not a spammer. So right here we can see which links are getting clicks and which links are getting the most page views. we can see how much money I've made in the last 7 days, this month, last 28 days. And again, it's by no means anything big because I really don't optimize through AdSense. I spend more of my time focusing on affiliate marketing, which I'm also going to show you how to set up with our blog theme from Daily, from Theme Junkie. So, all right, enough chat. You can explore this all on your own. Let's set up an ad. Let's click My Ads. And so let's go back to our little new site guide. And it says the first one we want is a 300 by 250 medium rectangle embedded into the content. That's this guide right here. So let's set that up. Let's do it. And just like any guide with DearBlogger, I want you to get things exactly correct. And I want you to have the setup that works the best. In this case, to make money blogging and make money on a blog. And you're getting all the inside info. All right, so we already fortunately have one ad that's active. We have 5 of them, but this one will be perfect. So we can just use this one. It's really easy though. If you want to add a new ad, you just click New Ad Unit. And then click Text and Display Ads right here. Then you name it like blog content. You choose the size. So in this case, we really want that 300 by 250. The archiblos. And we just choose text and display, which is recommended. You should always go with the recommended options for potential revenue. Then you can change like the colors if you want. So up to you. A lot of fun. Once you have the right color, like this could be good for our little coffee scheme. You can just change all the other details. Not sure why we can't save it yet, but for some reason it wants us to pick a font family. So we can just pick one that people are really used to seeing, like Arial. AdSense is super advanced and intuitive, and they know what people want to see. So we'll keep the options to a minimum, just save it. And then you click Save and Get Code. All right, so this ad might not be ready yet. And I want an ad that's already ready. So we're going to use my gregnarayan.com sidebar ad. All right, so we can actually use this ad because we created it together. It's like our own little ad. And I think by the time we insert the code, it'll be working on Google's end because they're pretty quick these days. So what you need to do to insert an ad on a blog is click on this code and right click and copy it. All right, very good. Now on my first blog ever, Honest College, I have this feature going on already. I have this nice ad in the posts, and I can't quite remember. Once you get old and you build a lot of websites and blogs, you start to have knowledge from blogging kind of come in one end, and then old knowledge falls out the other end. So I need to look at this blog to remember how we put the ad right here. But it works really well. Of course, people click it a lot. So let's take a tour of Honest College and let's see how that ad works and copy that style. You have my full permission. All right, here we are in Honest College. Proof that I own it, I guess. And we're going to go to Appearance Editor. See how that little ad mixtines works. All right, so then we're going to go down and we're going to click on single.php where I remember putting that code. And apologies if we're going kind of quick, but I just want you to absorb a lot of knowledge and you can ask me questions later. So it's important that we learn while we're together now. Content single.php. That's where the ad is. Perfect. All right. So I remember here's the ad. This is just a bunch of code that decides how all the content single page looks. And I put the ad in right here. I inserted it right here. Took a little while to figure out where to put the ad and how to design it, but it worked. And so we're going to use this strategy. All right, I think I can remember it. Follow me back to our blogs now, and let's come to Appearance Editor. Let's close up some tabs here to keep it simple because we're going to be doing some designing. We want enough space up top. And now come down and let's try going to single.php. I think this will work there. If not, then we have content page PHP as well and content single PHP as well to try it in. All right, so I can already see it's not going to work right here. Okay, so let's go to content single.php. Once you see these WordPress files a little bit, you know kind of how they work or what you need to do to them. So we can see in Honest College, in content single.php, this code goes in right under div class equals entry content. So let's find the entry content. Where is it? Where is it? Da, 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 da. I think it's right here. I think this is the entry content line. All right, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to make some edits to it right now. I do recommend copying this into a text tab, backing it up before making any changes, just in case anything goes wrong. So we can hit Command A, Command C, and we can open up our notes that we took before with our name servers in them. Now that we've entered those, we can just delete and paste in this text file so that if we make any mistakes, we can just copy paste this back into WordPress. Perfect. So now let's insert AdSense. Copy that AdSense code, bring it back to the WordPress editor, and just make some spaces right under this line on your blogs that says div class equals entry content, blah, blah, blah. So hit enter like a couple times. And now just right click and paste. So spaces won't like ruin the code. It just gives us some space to work with. So now we have an ad inserted into content single PHP. We just need to give it some styling so it nestles up in the upper left corner of that text perfectly. All right, folks, so we're going to go back to Honest College, and I'm just going to use this little piece of custom HTML and CSS. And I'll give you this in the blog post guide, of course. We're just going to paste it in so we don't have to even write it. Hit enter, and then at the bottom of the AdSense code, do a little closed div tag that looks like that with the alligator bracket / div close alligator bracket. And what this will do is make this ad float to the upper left. And now let's update file and cross your fingers. All right, so nothing broke. We got the green successful message. Now let's check out the blog. So let's look at like the ultimate guide post. Now let's scroll down. No ad whatsoever. No ads on this blog post. Interesting. What could be going on? Well, I have an idea, and I think we might have an ad blocker preventing that ad because I see this little red stop sign with 1 now, whereas before it just had no numbers there. Let's click it, and let's click Don't Run on Pages on this domain. Exclude. And voila, now we have an ad, or at least the space for an ad once it starts working. All right, but the ad is just pushed up above our content, and we want it nestled inside it. So this is a perfect chance to ask Theme Junkie in their forum how to move our ad within the content. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Just Google Theme Junkie forum, and then while we insert an ad in our sidebar, we'll hope that they get back to us. Help in forum. We're going to want to find daily, and now we're just going to explain to them the problem in live YouTube video form. Say we because it's all of us together. Now we need to give them some links to show them like the examples of what's going on. And once you're good to go, click submit. And Theme Junkie will respond within 24 hours, or if they're at their computer right now, maybe within about 15 minutes, which would be awesome. So cool. So while they're doing that, we're going to install an ad in our sidebar because that's also part of Google's news site content guidelines. So let's go back to AdSense and let's make one of those 100 by 600 skyscrapers. All right, new ad unit, text and display ads. So instead of recommended, we actually want to change it up now. We want to do vertical banner and try this 160 by 600. They made it a little tricky for us. And now we can just come down and click save and get code We just got to call it the blog skyscraper sidebar. And save and get code. Click copy. And back in the blog, we can go to appearance widgets. And we can just paste this code in our sidebar. Choose visual editor. Click add widget. And make sure you're in the text tab because we're pasting in some code from Google, and paste. And save. And now when we refresh the blog, we should see something in the sidebar, although it won't be an ad quite yet. All right. And the interesting thing here is you can actually do 2 ads. You can do like one ad next to another ad, which is kind of cool. All right. So we also want an ad unit below the content, which is either 468 or 728. We're going to want the 468 by 620. I don't think we have enough room to do the 728. So back to AdSense. New ad unit. Text and display. Recommended. And we'll do the horizontal banners. 468 by 60, like our content page guidelines from Google recommends right here. It's this one. All right, and now name it below blog content. Save and get code. Click copy, and now back in your WordPress, you can go to theme options because Theme Junkie gives us this special spot on a single post to put content after content, to put advertisement after content. Like this. So we can just right click, paste, and save. And now on our blog post, we'll see like this other advertising section right here. And in fact, you could make it wider if you want to all the way across. All right. So we've now done 1, 2, 3, and you're just going to want to add a link unit and a link unit now right below and above your content. These ones I would strongly recommend you wait until your content has developed in popularity, because seeing 3 ads on a page is a lot, but seeing 5 ads on a page might scare some of your visitors away. Let's see if Theme Junkie responded.
All right, guys, so I had to jump over to my travel computer because I had to go on a little vacation here to Greece. So I'm sorry if there's a little background ocean noise. We're on Mykonos here. I definitely recommend it. The people are really great. But I want to finish the saga of showing you how to put this AdSense ad inside the blog post in this position on the upper left that Google recommends. So we'll do this quickly, and then I can save you some time, and I can get back to the beach and talk to you guys from there. So to do this, it's pretty simple. We missed a couple steps though, and Theme Junkie helped us find them on this little support thread, which I'll give you in the notes. You just need to go back to the dashboard, and then come to Appearance, hover on Appearance, and click Custom CSS. And then in Appearance CSS, we're gonna make sure you have .single-left, this entire section I've highlighted in your site origin custom CSS windows. So it's .single-left, open bracket, float left, padding right 10 pixels, padding bottom 10 pixels, which Theme Junkie wrote for us. Thanks to them. So once you have this in there, which I'll also give you in the blog post guide, click Save. Now we can come back to Appearance Editor and scroll down and find your content-single.php. Again, sorry about the background noise here. I'm out on the balcony. And then just scroll down to where it says this part right here. So it's like div class equals entry content, this line that I've highlighted. And make sure your ad code is pasted right below it. And around your ad code, you want div class equals single left, and then a closing div tag. So we don't need any of that custom CSS I wrote at Honest College. We just need this one line. Just one line that Theme Junkie wrote for us. And then inside this div, put your ad code, our little 300 by 250 AdSense unit, which people love clicking on blog posts. And once it looks just like this, make sure you get it in between this line in your daily theme and this line, PHP the content. Then just click Update File. And the last step, so if we just do this and look at our blog post, it won't quite work. It's just going to look like we have right here the ads on top of the post. So the last step is to go to your dashboard, come to settings, and click on TF Social Share. And now you have to make the choice to put the position of the like box, tweet box, Google Plus button, all that, below the post or wherever you want it. So when we put it below the post and save it, then it gets out of the way of the ad right here. So it's kind of blocking the ad. So when we refresh now, you have a perfect looking AdSense unit, and we actually just completed our task right here. So you have to make the choice whether you want people to click on your Facebook button, your tweet button, or your ad. People can't click on everything on your blog. And I personally recommend this option because then you can build a lasting revenue for your blog. And you also get those social buttons below the post. So up to you. There's also a lot of different plugins that will help you put social buttons anywhere on the blog. This is just one way of doing it. Almost beat the helicopter takeoff. Alright, so now you know how to do this, and just make sure that you remember that people can't click on absolutely everything on your blog. If you put too many things, you might wonder why people aren't clicking on any of them, because they're overwhelmed. So now we can move on, and we're going to talk about how to recommend your premium WordPress theme to your readers.
And we can see how to set up affiliate marketing for our theme on our site so that you get a nice little effect like I have on Theme Junkie, where you can click on affiliates and click on statistics and start to see the people that you refer to Theme Junkie, because ideally and hopefully they like the way your blog looks, and then they can come here and buy the same theme for their blogs, because WordPress is humongous. Everyone's starting a WordPress blog these days, and a personal recommendation about a theme goes a long way. So we can see I've referred about 138 people recently. I don't know if this is lifetime, but it certainly helps to pay for the domain name and the hosting. I think both of us can see that pretty quickly. All right, so let's just set this up. Let's get you going. So now that we have our daily theme, we can just go to affiliate URLs. And you're going to want to get the link to daily too. How do we do that? Well, we can click themes and open in a new window. And then click News and Magazine and find the link to daily. Where is it? Perfect. Open it up. Click in the URL bar and right click. Copy it. And now we're just going to come back and paste it in this page URL box. It's really cool. Just paste. And campaign name if you want. I don't usually use this. And then generate URL. And so now you have your own custom affiliate link with Theme Junkie. So it's pretty cool. See, it says the link to Theme Junkie, !ref equals Honest College. That's me. Just need to copy it. And by the way, if you don't have an affiliate account, you might just need to ask Theme Junkie to set one up for you. So when you click affiliates, if you don't see these options, then just sign up to their program. It's 100% free, and I can help you get in and send you a recommendation if they don't process your affiliate application, but you should be accepted right away. So now we can go back to our blog, and we just need to go to customize, widgets, scroll down, and so we could put this in a footer, which would stack down here, be 1, 2, 3, 4. But we actually want to put this in our copyright. I want to insert an affiliate link right here, super stealth. So when people are looking at our design, they're like, oh, who designed it? Do you do that sometimes? I always do that. And I'm designed by Theme Junkie. And I'm oh, that's so cool. And I click it. And then I'm so excited that I might purchase. So let's go back, click theme options where our other theme information is. And now let's go to footer. And here we can just edit the copyright to our heart's content. So copyright, our link, designed by, we're just going to stealthily, very subtly paste in this affiliate link right there. So now when you do this, It's a nice little interpunct right there, that little middle period. Now when you do this, someone's going to click and go to Theme Junkie when they're browsing what theme you use. And we can even add target equals quotation mark underscore blank so that they open in a new tab and stay on your blog. Let's save and test it out. Back to our homepage, scroll down, and so now someone's like curious about, ooh, this is a cool theme, designed by Theme Junkie, nice. They'll click it, and then they'll be like, oh wow, it's a daily theme, that's so nice, I want to get it too. And then someone can buy it, and because they use your link, you'll get 50% of this price back, and that can like right away make up for the cost of domain, hosting, the theme itself, whatever you want to look at it as. If you want to do it exactly like DearBlogger, you should write a post on why you recommend the theme and make that post as viral as possible. So if you go to like themes on DearBlogger, you can probably find, hopefully that category is working. Gotta dust it off. You can find the truth about premium WordPress themes, which I wrote way back in October 2012. And this just says that like all premium themes are almost exactly the same, and then goes on to explain why I actually use Theme Junkie and why you need them and why they look different. It just solves the problem of getting someone a premium theme they'll actually like. This is how Theme Junkie used to look. So you get the picture, and then you can add your affiliate link in like this right here. And that'll help people get to know Theme Junkie as well and help you earn those affiliate commissions for your theme. So you just got to try to make this post popular. I got 26 responses. So that's pretty cool. You can write one post, you can write 3 posts, whatever you like to do. And there's no limit. And then you can also affiliate market for Theme Forest. So I use a lot of themes from them, like Mr. Taylor, Flatsome. I have some new ones coming out. Oh, that's cool. 4 years. Wow. Getting old. And so we can see my earnings up here, which are from recommending themes. Just show you quickly, profile. You just go to earnings. And this part's kind of tricky. Go to item sales, referrals, and you can see your affiliate referrals. So I was doing really well in July and May, but not so well now. Got to step it up, guys. Make sure to buy those themes through my links. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you need the themes, go for it. Just a couple examples of how you can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and make money on your blog through affiliate marketing. And then you can also withdraw it, or you can use it towards future investments. So, how to earn income on a blog, it's not that tough if you blog for a good 6 or 12 months and put some heart and soul into it. And if people see that, they'll definitely respond by using your affiliate links. That reminds me, you need to write an affiliate disclaimer on the blog. So before we cap off this section, let's go back to our blog and go to new page. And we're going to write affiliate disclaimer. And on this page, you need to say something really quick along the lines of, please assume that any link on this site to a product is an affiliate link. When you click through and sign up, I stand to earn a small commission at no cost to you. Thanks so much for... So you just need to say something like that so that people should know that your links are affiliate links and can't be confused. You can publish it and put this link in the footer and you're good to go. All right, so that does it for affiliate marketing, and now you know how to earn some revenue and earn back those costs of starting a blog and then some. All right, so what else can we do right now? Well, I literally think you guys are good to go. What do you think? Let me know, all right? Post your thoughts and ideas, and let me know what we missed from DearBlogger. Of course, I could show you like how to write 10 posts or how to design the sidebar exactly like DearBlogger, so on and so forth. But that's going to be up to you guys as you customize it. You now have like 90% of the framework to make the blog look like DearBlogger and to create a blog that has a foundation for success. You just need to add in your own content. So I hope we saved you some time, and I hope you enjoyed it. I literally have to go pack right now because my partner Michelle has vacation now. I don't know why I said partner. It's just like I actually like that word. She actually has vacation now, and when she has vacation, I go along because my job can be done anywhere. I'm a blogger, and I basically just sit around. So we're gonna go to Greece. I have to pack. We're leaving tonight at 7 p.m. direct, and I'm sure I'll talk to you guys from there. But it's pretty fun just tagging along, and I shouldn't be in WordPress right now because she's gonna come home and want me to be done packing. So before we go, why don't I just show you how to make that logo smaller if you want, and then I'm off to Greece, and I'll talk to you guys in the comments. And yeah, just another day. All right, so let's go to dashboard and hover on appearance, custom CSS. Open our blog in a new window. Right click on the logo and click inspect. And you're going to get this. So on the right, we can look at the code for it. So we don't want it that big. Maybe if we do logo. So let's write at the bottom. Hashtag logo, open, max width 50%. Just kind of winging it here and save. Refresh. All right, so that worked. So we just wrote some CSS to target this HTML, and it says ID equals logo. So it highlights the right area when we're hovering on it. It's clearly the logo. It's not the daily custom CSS, it's the logo. That's the most specific area we need. And because it's ID, we want it to be a pound sign. If it were class, we'd need a period. So maybe we can drop this down to 30. Save. Refresh. And now you have a nice, cute little logo. And even better yet, you can put an advertisement in the header now. How cool is that? All right, so let's drop it up to 30, maybe 38. Super random number, but we want people to read our tagline. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really got to run and decide what shoes and swimsuits I'm bringing to Greece. Again, I'm tagging along with Michelle, so I'll have some time to talk to you guys over there from the islands. Hope you enjoy the keys to the castle and use these skills to build better blogs on the web. You can definitely beat those other blogs out there and do it better. Always stay inspired. Enjoy the little moments in blogging, like every comment, every share, every tweet, every like you get, and keep that perspective, and it'll really guide you. You'll ride it to success. All right, so I hope you enjoyed watching because I really like making this for you guys. I'll put all these links right below the video and in the blog post guide and in our PDF. And yeah, that's all I got right now, guys. So I'll talk to you soon. All right, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.